This is number 6, Colin Bilek with the Indy Fuel, and you're listening to the Final Third Podcast.
Coming to you from the award-winning Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge, PCA's 2024 Best of Leaf Midwest Cigar Bar, Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge. It's the Final Third Podcast.
Welcome back to the Final Third Podcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Scott.
I am Will.
I'm Mike, and we have a special guest with us this week.
Very special guest.
Yeah.
Probably the most special guest that we've had this week.
He's very special.
At least this week.
Especially to our studio audience over here.
Yes,
Denali.
our live studio.
We have a live fan over here.
Yeah.
So, introduce yourself, brother.
What's up, guys? I'm Colin Bilek. I'm super stoked to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
And Colin, what is it that makes you so special?
Well, I don't do anything too crazy. All I do is play professional hockey here in Indy.
Yeah.
I like
For our own Indy
for the
Fuel.
best fans in the East Coast Hockey League. We got some crazy fans.
That's right.
But no, it's a blast playing here, and Indy's probably got a huge part of my heart because I friggin' love Indy.
Yeah.
Sweet.
We love that, man.
Well, cool.
And we're very happy to have you on the show.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for taking your time to come and be here with us. And, also thanks for doing what you're doing this week. The reason you are in town is because you're putting on a camp for kids in this area. And I remember you talking to me about why you were doing that. He's like, I live in Michigan, and you can pretty much spit in any direction, hit a hockey club.
That's right.
And down here, we don't have that kind of support yet.
In Michigan, I grew up in southeast Michigan in a town called Brighton. It's a pretty big town, but it's right outside Ann Arbor, and it is huge hockey country. Every high school hockey's big in Michigan. I grew up playing high school hockey. There's a lot. So the hockey market, there's so much going on. So it's pretty cool that when I got here to Indy last season after I was traded, Granted, I'm only about 3.5 hours from home, but there just wasn't a ton of hockey going on that I really noticed. I mean, we have the junior fuel and everything, but it's I figured that, hey, you know what? I got some kick-ass teammates that I think would be all aboard on trying to run a camp here and maybe help out the hockey market. And I think the kids would love to maybe skate with some pros and maybe have a fun week. So we're really excited for this week. And I got some really good friends that are coming down to work the camp. So,
good.
You know what? I'm really excited for that.
So who all's coming?
First, we have the captain of the Indy Fuel, Seamus Malone.
There you
So
go.
I'm pretty pumped about it. We got some bobbleheads that we're going to give out to all the kids, too. So
That's great.
I got my good buddy that I actually grew up playing with, junior hockey. His name's Mike Egan. He played college hockey at a Division III school in Massachusetts called Babson College. We have Matus Spodniak, and then we have former NHL contracted John Martin. So,
There you go.
Oh, yeah, we got
Yeah.
a good crew, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, that's
Heck yeah.
great.
That is fantastic.
Well, let's go ahead and get started, guys.
Let's do it.
So today we're going to be smoking the knuckle sandwich, new chef special 2024, Connecticut broadleaf. This thing rivals the 55 and 56 if you guys have tried that one. I love this cigar, so we're going to smoke that on the show. We're also going to be having quite a few bottles, and I know you guys brought the bottles, so you guys share what we're going to be drinking.
Yeah. Are we starting? Is this what all we're drinking today?
So
Is that
far.
it?
Unless
Okay.
we need more, I'll go get more. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you
well,
need, Scott, is that not enough? Or
I don't think you understand how much I drink. See, that's yes. It's become my coined phrase.
That's
so,
called
yeah,
a segue right there.
That's right.
The first perfectly
Exactly.
executed soundbite.
Hey, look, I think I was personally keeping Black Dog involved with the Indy Fuel because I drank probably 6 of those things every single game.
Yes, you did.
I think my bar tab at the end of the year was like $3,000 for the year. So, yeah, I'm doing my part, man. I'm,
Nice part, yeah.
My wife and I are contributing. So I brought a couple bottles. I brought this year's first release of Booker's, and it's not my favorite, but it's not bad. and come on, it's Booker, so I'm being a little picky by saying it's not my favorite.
Is this the one we got in North Carolina?
It is.
Okay.
It is the one we got down there.
So you said it's
you've
this
had
year's.
It is this year's
Gotcha.
first release, the 2024-01. They do 4 releases a year, so this is the first quarter. I also got this bottle as a gift. This is the Old Emmer. It is a toasted wheat. I've heard that this is, what is this, Total Wine's brand?
It's a Total Wine brand.
Yeah, so it's actually whoever they're working with.
I didn't know the mash bill though. Did you ever figure out what the mash bill was,
It's gonna
Will?
go right to you.
On the Emmer?
Yeah.
On the Emmer?
I don't know. I don't even know who is sourced. Who they're
Yeah,
sourcing from.
Yeah, I don't
said
either.
it's bottled, and I looked it up because they have to say where it's distilled and bottled, and it says bottled by Kentucky Whiskey Bottling. So I looked this up. It's like a freaking warehouse. Like that's the picture, and there's nothing. So I know
I would
zero.
guess. I would guess that it's Barton juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that warehouse is actually just a Total Wine warehouse that they're bottling. Because I mean, hell,
It
they've
said
got
that there may be
they've
4
got-
or 5 brands coming out of there. That was
Okay.
the speculation.
because they have so many of their own brands.
Well,
in
that's
that
like
shop.
the Kirkland stuff is Barton's.
yeah,
So
Right,
it could
right.
be could be
Yeah.
coming
Could
from
be
the
all
same.
that.
all
yeah.
Costco's.
could
Could
be all
it
the same
be-
juice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
it be sweet weed? Maybe.
No.
Oh man.
All right, let's get
I don't know.
pouring.
And
Let's
then,
get pouring.
Yeah, let's get pouring. Let's start
We'll
with the
start
Old
with that
Emmer.
one.
Yeah, it's a little
And by
lighter
the way,
than
get as
Booker's.
much or as little as you want.
All right, great. Appreciate it, guys.
So Colin's not a cigar guy,
Yeah.
but he's a bourbon guy.
Slightly. Enough
Okay.
to it's hilarious because I didn't start drinking bourbon until, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 years ago. My dad, I was home for Christmas, and he was doing this, I don't know what it was. He was sharing some stuff on Facebook about how it was like, hey, you send a bottle of bourbon to a buddy, and then you get to post on Facebook, then everybody else sends a bottle to you. So we end up getting like 30 bottles of bourbon over Christmas for free for sending one bottle to his buddy. So he made us do like a 30, every single one of them. He had us tasting every single one. He had us writing down what we taste and everything.
It's a lot of bourbon.
That sounds awesome.
It all started tasting the same at the end. But
This tastes bourbony, right?
yeah, so granted, it was the first time, like I just started drinking bourbon. I'm a big beer guy, but I started drinking bourbon, and it was funny. He'd be like, "Write down what you taste." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know, Dad. It just all tastes the same to me. I really don't know how to describe it."
That's pretty regular. Yeah, I mean,
I believe
you
it.
get through like 10 or 12, and it starts getting kind of tough. We've gone and done the barrel picks where you actually go to a distillery and you taste as a group, and then you pick a barrel, and like Rob buys whole barrels to bottle and sell here at the shop, and you get through 10 or 12, and you kind of got to start thinking, okay, how many more can I go through? You
Yeah.
get used to actually dumping because you have to. If you don't, you're just going to get absolutely smashed.
Your first pick, you never will. You're like, I can't waste this. It's so good.
Yeah, you always.
And then
15 barrels
by the
in.
end of it, you're going, I just can't waste this. This is so good.
Which one did you like?
Yeah. I like
Solid.
whiskey.
The one that tasted like bourbon.
No.
Yeah, that's how
So-
that goes.
So one thing, and I'll go ahead and get this
fantastic.
out of the way for you.
Knock it out.
So I've got a customer. His name's Ben Hedge.
Shout out
and
Ben.
he's fallen in love. I mean, he likes hockey, but his little boy, he's like I think he's 4, fell in love with hockey this year. We gave him some tickets here from the shop. We're a sponsor of the Fuel.
Oh yeah, I know that.
So we gave them some tickets. He went out there and he fell in love with hockey,
Oh,
especially the
heck
Fuel.
yeah.
So I have a puck that he bought. He and his boy asked his dad if he'd have you
Oh,
sign
are you
it.
kidding me? Let's do it. Are you kidding me? You know why he probably loves it? It depends on what game he came to, but there had to been. It's too funny. A lot of the parents that I talked to was like, yeah, we came to a game. I skate with younger kids during the year. Like, we got a lot of off time after practice. We get out like, I don't know, noon or 1. So there's ice at the fuel tank. I'd skate with a lot of the youth kids, and the parents would be like, yeah, we came to a game and Chris Cameron beat somebody up, and it was just really violent. I don't know, like it was just really violent, and the kid would be like, yeah, it was crazy. I loved it.
Oh, I got a question about that too for you,
So
buddy.
Janelle sounds like she acts like a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Because that's
Hey, why does everybody come to hockey
That's
games? They
right.
love the violence.
they want to
It's
see the violence. I mean,
Yes.
come on.
That's right.
So
What's the little guy's name? That's all
think
right.
it's Max, but I think it's Max.
We'll get confirmation on
No,
that.
I'll think it's
Right
Max.
on
I
the
don't want to
one
mess with
puck
that.
again.
So.
Here you go, Max. Oh,
I'll
wait, it
message
was
you.
Matt. Sorry about
Exactly.
that.
I'm pretty sure it's Max, but
His name's Tim.
all right. So speaking of violence,
Sure.
so one of my favorite little snippets that the Fuel put out here, and it was after the season was over, was, Colin, you said Bilek?
Bilek.
Bilek. Colin Bilek on the ice, throwing punches, and then gets the guy to the ice, picks him up and slams him a couple more times.
That was my
I'm
favorite.
I know. I got a
I'm
lot
like,
of heat
fuck
for that.
yeah.
I've got a lot of heat for that. So it's fun. Big news. I actually just got engaged last week. So
Congratulations.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you
Congratulations,
very
man.
much. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. But so my fiance, I had to preface that because if I say girlfriend and she listens to this, she'll kill me. But my fiance, she hates when I fight. Hates it. And
I can see that.
at the beginning, and so does my mom. It's too funny. So, and my mom would always be like, "You're a lover, not a fighter. So stop fighting." so before the season, I had to miss a little bit at the beginning of the season because I probably missed like 10 or 11 games because I was coming off hip surgery. But I was like, you know what? I'm fighting. I'm gonna try to fight every weekend. I'm fighting everybody. I'm fighting everybody.
Catching up.
So that game against Iowa, I remember. Oh man, it was. I mean, you guys all know who Chris Cameron is. I would
Yeah.
hope if you're Fuel fans.
Absolutely.
So Cammy's he big heavyweight in our division, especially, and in the league. Great fighter. Great protector. During practice that week, I was like, I already had a couple fights earlier in the year, but during practice that week, I'm like, hey, you know what? Can you give me a little? Let's do a little mock trial here. Like, let's scrap a little bit. I mean, we're not actually punch each other, but we're throwing each other around. He's a big boy, so I got no business. It's not like I'm fighting a guy like that. But so he's throwing me around, and then the next day we played Iowa, and I'm like, I might as well put all this stuff to the test. I'm looking for one. And that kid punched me in the face, and I was like, yep, my stuff's coming off. So, threw everything down, and it's too funny. It's not like I don't have Twitter or Instagram, so after I slammed that kid to the ice, like all the comments are like, oh, what a dirty player. Like slamming that kid to the ice. My mom's texting me, she's like, you gotta tell these people that you're not a dirty player. I'm like, Mom, come on.
Like, okay, I'll get on there. I
Yeah, I
fucked him up.
Exactly. Yeah. I'd kind of feel like sometimes there's a benefit to, you know, getting a little of that
Hey,
moniker.
you know what? If people don't like me, that's all right. Hey, I just want the Fuel fans to like me. So if they like that, I'm
I think you
mixing
got
it up
that.
out there. Then
yeah.
I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great season. I mean,
It
we
was.
were all really, really happy. I mean, the playoffs, especially being in the ECHL, it's always so weird to see how things go from the regular season to playoffs because you got all these players that move around. You got teams that, you know, were up in the AHL that didn't make the playoffs, and they send some guys down.
Yep.
And you kind of just never know exactly what the playoffs are going to bring. But the regular season, you guys did an absolute killer job.
It was great fun. I appreciate you saying that. It was a lot of fun. It was we had a great team. So I mean, a lot of the guys that like I'm one of them too. Like we have a lot of American League contracts that are down in Indy. So it really stacked up our team. We had I mean, disappointing in the playoff run. We the injury bug hit us and at the wrong time because we were pretty healthy all year. But it was a blast. We have I'm sure every player thinks that their fans are the greatest fans in the league, but we have the most badass fans in hockey. Like these people live and die for the Indy Fuel, and it's crazy because fans be waiting for us outside our room just to tell us, even after losses or anything, like, you know, taking pictures with us, telling us how great of a job we did, and the support is just amazing, and it just makes playing in Indy that much more fun. Like you seriously, the fans really don't understand how important that is to us. Like Indy has a reputation around the league as being one of the best places to play.
That's fantastic. And obviously now a new barn.
Oh, brand new rink. You kidding me?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever been to Toledo's rink, Huntington Center.
No.
It's beautiful. And I think now we got I think
gotta
the brand
be.
new Indy rink's going to be even nicer. So super exciting.
yeah.
And the boys are going to
And
love
Will,
it.
you're joining us, right? Did you?
Yeah, Chris and I are. Yeah.
Excellent. So we
Yeah.
got two more
we get
people.
oh, hell yeah.
Yep. So they're going to be sitting right next to us.
I'm a
and-
fill in for when you guys can't go.
Perfect.
So
Yep.
And we're
It's
planning
probably
on
closer for you
sponsoring
guys
it
too,
again.
huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it's
real
12
close.
minutes from my house.
Oh yeah, hell
I'm
yeah.
a mile and a half that way.
It's about 4
great.
minutes
I'm
from
like-
his.
Yeah. It's like 5-10 minutes.
Oh,
from the
perfect.
house,
Yeah.
And the restaurant selection is a little bit better for before the game if you
Oh,
want to go
man.
get
Oh,
something
yeah.
to eat. I mean,
Oh.
I talked about like I don't know if you ever went out at all, but Pawn Shop Pub is right.
That's
close
right
to
next to the
down the fairgrounds.
Yes,
Yeah.
my folks have been there. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great place, love it, and we'll miss going there. We'll have to make a special trip occasionally.
State fair.
But I'm pretty happy with the new.
Oh, I'm sure it's gonna be beautiful.
The new location.
Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. The boys are pumped about it. I know that.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we ended up having to skip my cousin's 40th birthday because she wanted to be a destination birthday down in, I don't know, where was it? Puerto Rico? Yeah.
It doesn't
and
matter
I looked
where.
and it was the opening date. And I'm like,
Can't go.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Can't
I
do it.
can't.
Opening night's gonna be
It's
sold
opening
out.
night at the new facility. There's no way
Yeah.
we're missing
Oh, yeah.
it. It's
Oh,
not going to
hell
happen.
yeah.
So, yeah.
So I can't miss my opportunity for my shameless plug. Congratulations on getting engaged,
I
by the way.
appreciate it.
Yes,
But-
that's awesome.
If you need videography or photography,
That's a
You're
good point.
kidding me.
No, both
That
are
is-
visuals.
We know a guy, yeah.
We know a guy.
Hey,
know a
well,
guy.
if you guys travel to Michigan, because that's where the wedding's going to be.
We go
then-
everywhere,
All
so,
right, hell yeah.
yeah.
Then we'll hit you guys up.
yeah, heck yeah. Me and my wife do it together.
Oh, no shit.
She does photo, I do video.
You're kidding me? Hell
Yeah.
yeah. You
Yeah.
kidding me? I'll
Yep.
we'll look, I'll give you guys the
yeah.
information right
Yeah,
after
heck
that.
yeah.
Now,
hell
have
yeah.
you worked any of the fuel games? I know you've worked
I've worked several.
fever
Yeah,
games,
so I do
pacer games. All
I do
that.
my day job. I don't really have a job, but I do. I'm a freelancer. This is my
Oh,
job.
yeah.
This
It's
is my
another
job.
freelancer, another
Yeah.
word for unemployed.
He's
Exactly. Yeah.
He's an unpaid podcaster. It's great.
It's like freelancer / freeloader. It's just kind of like one and the same. That's my wife.
I like
Hell
that.
yeah.
So I do broadcast. So we moved here from Louisville about 2 years ago. I've been working with ESPN, ACC Network, universities.
Oh, sick.
So I started as a camera operator. Now I'm a technical director. So I sit up in the booth and punch the buttons.
No way.
So last year, I think I only worked like 5 or 6 games with the Fuel
Okay.
at the Coliseum, but I was new to the market, so
Oh,
like
that's
I'm trying to get in with the people at the new event center because they
Okay.
So
I mean
if you
they're
know
bringing
a guy,
yeah if you hear of
I do know a
anyone,
guy.
or if you guys need a media person for your team,
Okay. Yeah.
I guess I could get a job.
You-
I mean it's
if you want to be want the job, then I'm making a phone call.
yeah. Hey, I'll take it.
No freelancer.
Keep me in
Freeloader.
town.
now
Yeah.
I will say it. There is technically an opening, and I wish it hadn't been an opening. And then I really was
Yeah.
sad to hear the news about Scott.
I know.
Oh,
Scott
yeah.
is a tremendous man. He was a
Man.
tremendous man, and
is.
it is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And my prayers go out to all of it, to his entire family, and God rest his soul, because a tremendous human being. It feels like it's not real, because I was just exchanging texts with him a few days before, and so sad because he was telling me how excited he was about going to his new gig as vice president of operations, and it's incredibly tragic. I mean, Scott would we play a game called I don't know. It's called sewer ball. It's basically just kicking a soccer ball around.
We see you guys play.
Yeah, we play it all, and it gets really competitive, and it's just the players. And if you're on the staff, it's hard to get in, but Scott was the king of the circle. Like,
Nice.
he always played with us, and he was texting me. He's like, hey, when you guys come down to Bloomington next year, like, I still get to be a part of the sewer circle, right? We're all like, yes, sir. Heck yeah.
Oh.
So it's horrible. It's so tragic. I mean, he's such a great man. So my prayers go out to his entire family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. It was a difficult day for
Heartbreaking.
sure, and
Yeah.
just unbelievable, and such a amazing opportunity for him, and
I know it.
just missed, but definitely prayers out for his family.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I know the position was open obviously before this of who's going to take
Right.
over for the Fuel.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, since he was going
It's
to
trademarked. Like,
to Bloomington.
Scott's his Let's Go Fuel is trademarked here in Indy. So
Wow,
I don't
yes,
know.
there you go.
I don't know if anybody will be able to be as good as he is, but no, I know they're looking for someone. So they're gonna have to snag someone.
They'll have to
Yeah.
find somebody good. Those are big shoes to fill for sure, and
Oh,
Yeah.
that's for damn sure.
yeah, got to have somebody high intensity to come out when the season starts, because
That's
it's
right.
going to be big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I feel like they're gonna be selling out a lot of games at that new venue.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I got to wonder what the season tickets are doing.
I
'Cause I've
know.
talked to a lot of people around here, and they're like, "Oh, they're that close. We don't have to go down to the Fuel grounds." And
Right.
people that are in Fishers, I know, are excited. Obviously, the new Fishers Freight indoor football team as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
And
Indy
Pretty sweet.
Ignite.
I would be catching those games.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. And then they also are going to have a professional women's volleyball team.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
the boys.
there.
Indy
They were
Ignite.
telling all the boys that. I'm like, yeah, you guys better be careful. There's some single guys on this team. they're gonna be going to all the games.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, man. Some of those lady volleyball players, they're
Oh yeah,
stout. I mean,
they could beat up some of the guys. that
they
are
might be able to.
Yeah, Katie George gave me you know who Katie George is?
I don't.
Now she works for ESPN. She was a U of L volleyball player. Now she's an analyst. She gave me
Okay.
a black eye like 6 years ago. Because I used to run handheld and I would sit at the base of like the net and I'm pointing my camera up at her, one eye cup, right in the lens. As hard as she could. Like,
man.
it was warm-ups too, so it wasn't like it was just as hard as she could, just wailed me right in the face. Yeah,
like-
I had a black eye for like 3
she,
months
like-
after
Did
that.
she at least come over and like?
No, she thought I was my boss. She was like, "Hey, are you Jeremy?" I was like, "No, that's my boss at the studio." She goes, "Oh," and then walked away. I was like, "Fuck." I didn't even get like a
you and
sorry.
fuck your eye.
Yeah.
If you're Jeremy, sorry, but
Fuck off,
see you later.
Yeah.
Maybe she was going to throw a punch if it was Jeremy, though.
No, she
You
loves
might have
Jeremy.
got away with it. You might have had two black guys instead of one.
Yeah. Well, real quick, Will, what's this Emmer doing for you?
Wow, man. I'm
It's
telling
good.
you.
What's the
wa-
proof on this one?
I wanted to not like it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a total wine pick, and I'm kind of like the total wine guys. They push their shit every time you walk down the aisle,
Yeah.
and it's like I always
It's
want to
not
say,
that way.
"Stop! I know more than you do." But
Yeah.
I will say this is a great wheated bourbon.
Yeah.
It's
It does remind me of like 1792.
on the nose. Like I do get this like kind of like the citrus honey thing going on.
Yeah.
Those high notes. Yeah.
And then I get a little bit of the wheat like right on the very front palate, and then it kind of just transitions to a nice sweet floral kind of bourbon.
Yeah.
It's
I'm getting that
light.
honeysuckle on the palate.
Honey, yeah.
Really, really nice.
It does not have like the big caramel vanilla that you're, typically getting from bourbons because it's wheat.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm pretty
doesn't-
pumped because I'm not, like I mentioned to you guys, I'm not a huge, like I drink bourbon, but I don't know how to, I guess, like
Describe it.
everything.
Yeah.
So, but before I'm like, oh God, I hope it doesn't come to me and I got to say something.
So, Colin,
the
what
whole
do you
time
think?
I'm like, you know what? I'm tasting like some honey and I'm like, dang, this is really good. So I'm glad that I'm like, you know
Oh,
what?
good.
Maybe I do know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
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 Heck
Well,
yeah.
we
It's
had
good.
we had
Right.
we had
It's
a
good.
girl come in here and do a sensory training with us on tasting, and one of the things she said is the best way to learn tasting notes is don't think about the notes. Think about what it reminds you of, an experience or a place or
memory,
whatever. And then when you figure out that place, then all of a sudden you can figure out, oh, it's because I remember vanilla there or I remember whatever there.
Really?
And it helps your brain
Try it out.
process it.
It was
process
a really, really
Right.
good class that
The,
we
Okay,
went
the
to.
only one
awesome.
that
Yeah,
the
it was
only
a
one
lot
that
of
got it
fun.
right was Scott. All, the rest of us are going vanilla, yeah, caramel. Like,
It's
shut
apple.
up.
Yeah, when she gives you shit, she like yells at you if you yell out of flavor. If you don't yell out of memory and said you're just like, oh yeah, this has got toffee, then she's like, shut up, don't say things about
like-
flavors.
she's
That's
like,
not a
yeah.
memory.
Because it is very
Right.
What is it?
subliminal.
Oh, this reminds me of like getting blacked out at the bars.
Yeah, right. This reminds me slamming Iowa players with the ice and going at it.
I had this real alcohol taste in my mouth when I picked that guy up and slammed him on the ice.
That's all right. He was tasting iron because he had his chiclets knocked out and he had blood in his mouth.
A little iodine.
Yeah, but we have a lot of friends that hang out here and drink bourbon all the time, but they're like they either like it or they don't.
Okay.
Like, I either like it or I don't like it.
Okay.
That's fine, man.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to sit there and dissect it. It's
Yeah,
like,
my
either enjoy it
brothers.
or not.
That's what my two brothers and my dad. They all like. I think it's because granted, I went to a military academy, but I'm not technically in the military. I am technically in, but I don't do anything for the military right now. But my two brothers and my dad, they're all military, and whenever they're done, for the day or whatever, they love a nice glass of bourbon. So it's just, I feel like maybe it's because for me, I'm done after practice, like 1 o'clock. I'm not pouring myself a glass of bourbon in the middle of the day. But
Yeah, who does that?
Yeah. It's not 11 a.m.
Or 9.
Yeah.
Or 9.
11.
Whatever.
But like the the whole process of like hanging out and sipping bourbon, it's about the fellowship.
Oh,
you know?
heck
really
yeah.
Like
is.
it's about telling stories and hanging out with your buds. And,
Heck yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot from a culture perspective. Like the culture that Rob has started here at Final Third is all about this time to get together and hang out with people. You can't smoke a cigar in 5 minutes.
Right.
You're in here for an hour, hour and a half, right? And even if you're coming in and you're not smoking a cigar, you're having a drink, typically the people you're meeting, at least a couple of them are going to be smoking cigars. So you're here.
Right.
You're not going anywhere. It's not a rushed thing. And it makes you slow down and take time and enjoy each other's company.
Yeah, it
And
reminds me of the locker room. Just you know, you guys are just like shooting the shit with you guys. Just reminds me of being in the locker room.
I always hear that about whenever I talk to former pro athletes.
Yeah.
My boss at work played for the 49ers.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. He played with like Jerry Rice and Steve Young.
Oh,
and
sick.
Yeah. And he was a defensive end, or I think it was defensive end. And he said the number one thing he misses the locker room.
Right.
Like
Oh,
just hanging out with the guys and that team culture, that community. And, you know, that's what we do. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
That's what this is really all about and why we take the time to do it, because the bourbon and the cigars are a good reason to get together and hang out.
Yeah. All you need is an excuse.
Well,
That's it.
bourbon and
Boys.
cigars are the vehicle to community, is what we call it all the time. So it's definitely a good thing to enjoy, but it's not the end goal. It's never the end goal. So, so you'd kind of just threw it out there on the way when we first started talking that you were traded here. Where were you traded from?
Man, so it might be a little difficult to explain to people out there who aren't crazy familiar with how professional hockey works. So right out of school, I signed an American League contract with the Manitoba Moose.
Okay.
Right, and they're based out of Winnipeg, so far away from home.
Yeah.
That sounds like a euphemism for a phallus. Like,
There's
Right?
some great hockey names, man.
Yes.
Yes.
sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
We're cutting that one up, though.
I am not even gonna lie. Even being a player, like they got a sweet logo. They do. They got a sweet setup.
What'd you do this weekend, man? Did you smash any Manitoba Moose? Nah, bro, I was in all weekend. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. And so I ended up getting reassigned. So I was still on contract with the Moose, but I ended up getting reassigned to a team in Quebec. So I ended up playing a majority of the season over there. I was kind of up, down all year. Then I was a little unhappy I was super far away from home. I wasn't crazy happy with where I was playing. So I didn't directly ask for a trade, but I was telling my agent, like, hey, is there any way I can get out of here? So I right at the deadline, I ended up getting traded to Rockford, which is obviously the direct affiliate to Fuel. And Rockford had me up there for a couple weeks, and then I got reassigned to Indy.
Gotcha.
So then at the end of the year, my contract was up. I said I loved it so much in Indy. I had a blast playing. Like pro hockey and college hockey are so much different. When you play college, it is a blast. You're playing with the same crew for 4 years, or a majority of the same crew for 4 years. It's a lot of fun. It was some of the best hockey I've ever really enjoyed. It was a ton of fun. So going to pro, like I got a really bad taste in my mouth as soon as I was playing my first 6-7 months. Part of me was like, you know what, maybe I should just play out the rest of this year. I don't want to hate hockey the rest of my life. Like I love it so much that I don't want to have a bad taste in my mouth. So maybe I'll just play the rest of this year, go back to the Army. But then I got traded, and I had so much fun in Indy, and the staff, the fans, all the buddies that I met throughout playing, that I was like, if I'm playing again, I have to re-sign back with Rockford. And I re-signed back in Rockford. I reassigned to Indy, and I mean, this year was probably one of the most fun years I've ever had playing. Like it's an incredible place. First off, like when you sign with a team, you want it to be a good town, and Indy is it. I can't just say enough good things about it. Like it is so much fun. Like we had such a great time going out, and just the fans are just so crazy. Like I've mentioned to you guys. So once at the end of the year, you are so tired at the end of the year that you never wish for the year to be over. You never want it to end. But after that first week, when you're off, you're like, holy moly, my body needed a break. So it's kind of kind of nice. The off season's it's nice, but it's funny when I pulled in yesterday coming back, I was like, man, I really miss this place. So
Final Third Cigar is Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge. Come to Final Third for a selection of over 20 different Aladino cigars, including the Cameroon, a wonderful cigar with nice light flavors. Make sure and visit Final Third, the Aladino exclusive cigar lounge for Indiana.
Do you have like a set recovery routine after each game?
Yeah.
Like kind of.
Yeah, I mean it's different for every guy for sure.
Yeah.
Like I can share some stories with you guys, but like for recovery, I don't know. After it depends. If it's a Saturday night, like if we win on a Saturday night at home, you're on the bike for 10 minutes, then we're all going out and we're having a good time.
This kills a lot of pain.
And we'll have Sunday off, and we you know what, we had here's a cool story. Like we had a time this year where we were playing a Thursday, Friday, Saturday off, and then playing Sunday in Kazoo. It was at the beginning of the year, and we had lost Friday, Saturday, and a staff member, I won't single him out or anything, a staff member came into the room and was like, "You guys all need to go out tonight. Like, we got to get out of this funk. You guys all need to be together. And if I need to come back to the apartments and make sure that there isn't anybody staying behind, I'm going to throw a fit." So we all ended up going out. There's a place called like Britain Tavern.
Oh, yeah.
BT, yeah.
Yep.
That's our spot. We play a lot of darts there. So we ended up going to Britain Tavern, and Saturday we had the day off, so we may have been a little bit in one, and then Sunday we ended up beating Kazoo. So.
Yeah, there you go.
New routine.
And then you have that routine every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the time I shot 5 under on 9, and I drank 6 beers on the first hole, and every 10 times in a row I tried it. It never worked again.
That's because you weren't drinking 6 beers every hole.
By the time you make it to the 10th, you're like,
Oh my gosh.
That's me. Like that's me with bowling, right? Okay, I've got to
same.
have so much beer, then there's a point of diminishing return.
There's a threshold.
Right? Yeah, I can kind of hit that sweet spot, and I'm just like, and then all of a sudden it's one too many, and it's gutter.
I think that's every competitor ever, like on the golf course, bowling, whatever it is. Like,
yeah, we had a threshold for that too. So Jen taught me how to bowl. I think her parents owned a bowling alley. Yeah. So like she taught me how to pay for her college. So she taught me how to bowl. And it was the same thing. We go every Wednesday and go bowling. Get a couple pitchers of beer. By the second game, we were like 4 or 5 pitchers in between like 3 of us.
Yeah.
And then, we always try to get a clean game. She'd always kick my ass. But a clean game is just a mark, either a strike or a spare every single frame for the whole game. And I did that in the second game. After 5 pitchers, the second game, I had made it to my last ball in the 10th frame. So the third ball in the 10th. I hit fucking 9. But that was after 2 more pitchers. So, that was our thing.
There you go.
You fall to your knees and you go, clean game.
Yep.
You fuck it up after a while. So
Yeah.
we got to go bowling.
Bowling and fishing. It's the 2
Yeah, I can't
things
fish.
I suck at.
really?
I'm the world's worst fisherman.
I love
She
it.
can
love
tell
fishing,
you.
yeah.
We
can't
all.
Why do you be
How
bad?
can you
Why
be
do you be
bad
bad
at
at
fishing?
fishing?
Oh, okay. So I'll give you a
definitely
good
a skill
example.
to it,
Okay, so we go on this deep sea fishing trip. Right, go out for like 8 to 10 hours.
So you're
down
paying
the
someone
Gulf.
to bring you fishing, and you still stink at fishing?
So they stay out there an extra hour because I'm the only person that has not caught a fish, and I keep reeling at I feel the tug and I reel and it gets off the hook. So finally it comes up, and this fish has like 6 shrimp sticking out of its mouth. It was the same damn fish kept stealing my bait. Yeah, that's how bad I am. It literally took me like 6 times to
There's
get
a
this
shrimp
fish.
cocktail in his
had the whole
mouth.
It was. It's like, just turn this guy right side up, and there you go, and you just get to go. That's it.
They try to help you out, and they say, "Hey, Scott, go get a beer," and they'll hook a frozen one on the end of your.
Right, that's about what they had to do, man. It was
Scott,
awful.
we got one. We got one.
I am absolutely the world's worst fisherman, and I'm not much better at bowling. If I break 100, I am damn lucky.
Okay, so I've been
Yeah.
I've been traumatized fishing is why I don't like fishing. Between hooking myself in the back a couple times.
Oh God! In your adult life?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's great. In your
Yeah.
adult.
No, this was like recent.
Hey, Rob,
I think I see the short right there in the for this
Oh,
podcast.
that's it. Yeah.
for our final third fishing trip, it's just gonna be two of us. All right?
Hey,
Well,
look,
the one
They're gonna
I
feed us
am
beer.
I am fine with going on the boat. I can drink beer with the best of them.
Yeah,
That's
y'all
not a
you go
problem.
fishing anyways,
That's
so
it.
It's the same shit. Just
Well,
an excuse to hang out.
I
with
go to
buddies.
pick one. I don't even know what kind of fish it was. I don't know. I picked it up. I grabbed it from the top. Fin comes out, sharp as fuck. Cuts both my hands, like both of them straight across. I threw that fucker back in the water, and
You might be worse than me.
I haven't fished since then.
Yeah.
So I like these.
Oh gosh.
These make money.
Now I will tell you, I can clean a fish, and I can cook
Really?
fish really well.
I can
Absolutely.
cook a fish.
That's
I have
great.
no
You can
problem.
clean
I can
fish.
fillet a
So
fish,
good
no
for
problem.
I
Yep.
can fillet. I can do it.
Yep.
I hate
It
that
doesn't
part
matter.
of it. I love catching. I don't like cleaning.
Oh,
so
cleaning doesn't bother me a bit.
Good.
I can eat it.
I'll catch
Yep.
it. You
I
clean it.
can.
That's also a part of that's step 3 of the
Yeah, step
process.
3.
Catch,
I got the
clean,
eating
yep.
part.
I can clean just about any animal out there. I'm pretty good with the anatomy stuff, and
A moose.
Oh, no
Moose?
way.
That's where I was going.
I'm sure I can do a moose. I bet I can do a moose. I mean, I'm not as good as a buddy of mine. He can actually shoot a deer, and it's like 90 minutes from the time he pulls the trigger until it's all packed in his freezer.
Wow.
It's like a third of the size of a moose, though.
Efficiency.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he's super. I mean, he field dresses that thing in like
Wow.
a
Good
minute
for
and a
him.
half.
That's impressive.
Yep.
Yeah, I dated a girl that her dad tried to teach me how to dress a deer, and I was just not very interested in doing that part.
That was the last date, right?
I like how you put that. I was not very interested
Yeah.
in doing that.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of work.
Was that on like prom night or
I was the
You
day
want to
after.
take my daughter on a date?
Hey,
You
listen
gotta
here,
clean
boy.
this deer.
Yeah, you're gonna be a man.
Well, I am from Kentucky, so you know, that was part of the prerequisite
Yeah.
for dating your
Yeah.
daughter.
So at the very end of the season, you know, we have Flow Sports, so we play the games here
Yeah.
at the lounge, and
We have
Um,
the game on T.
Oh
Well-
yeah. Oh yeah.
not the
My
fuel
folks
price.
always say that.
Dave, who's the announcer, like the
Oh.
main announcer for the fuel, it cracks me up every time he does the Flow Sports read through.
Yeah, he does that.
He
does
does
on
that.
purpose,
He
yeah.
cuts
I
that
didn't
out
know that
on
was on purpose.
It was on
I did not
purpose
know it
because
was
he's
on
making
purpose.
fun
Making
of
fun
it because it's so bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll
they
tell
can't
you,
get it
man,
together.
I will say the fuel broadcast is actually pretty good.
The home.
Oh, it is.
The home.
I hope that we start sending somebody to the away.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It's,
No.
it's
The
been
away ones
discussed
are
quite
like
a
It's a
bit.
state.
the high school nerd section that's up above.
Oh, yeah.
It's one camera that's jocking back and forth, and you're like, "What the hell?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, look,
it's bad.
I don't like Fort Wayne at all.
Fort Wayne's
right?
is
the vomits,
terrible.
but their
The vomits.
camera guy is awful.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh, he's like,
you guys
He-
sound like
I'm
my
like-
folks. It's nonstop after the game. The camera was horrible. I'm
It
like,
was
I'm
bad.
like, yo, I'm on the ice.
Right,
Like,
you don't know.
Look good to
I'll
me.
say something to him next time.
Yeah.
No, my folks complain about that all the time. They love to.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's bad.
So
really
it's
bad.
like an Indiana thing though, because speaking of Fort Wayne, I do stuff with the Mad Ants, which is a G League team.
Oh yeah, I caught a game this year.
Yeah. So now it's the Indianapolis Mad Ants. Why Indy Mad? I don't know. It's soon to be the Noblesville Noodles, even though they don't know that. That's what I named
That's
them.
what you named them.
Oh, I thought you were being serious. I'm like,
I
wow.
wish. I keep pushing it because they're building a facility in Noblesville.
Yeah.
Their new facility.
They're playing at the Pacers' place right now, aren't they?
Right now, yeah. So I cover their games too.
wait, is that their Hamilton Town Center?
Maybe.
That's
I don't
the
know.
new building. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
That
going to be
new
where
one
the
that's right
Fever-
there
I think
next to
so.
the interstate?
Yeah.
I think
That's
so.
the one that I told you that it looks like there's going to be bleachers in there. And I'm like,
Yep.
what the hell are they building?
I think
that
that's
had
it.
bleachers. So it's
Yeah.
right there on the interstate.
So with
Okay.
the Mad Ants, we do the streaming, we do the in-house, we do everything. We do the whole broadcast.
Okay.
A lot of the other G League teams don't have that capability, but the
Right.
Pacers, since they're playing at the Pacers facility, all
yeah.
the Pacers people were like, we're going to do this shit right.
Nice.
And so like it must just be like an indie thing.
Right.
Like everybody takes pride in their sports in this state. Everybody takes pride in their broadcasts here. So like even the lowest level, like I'm sure we would kick some ass at broadcast and pickleball.
Probably. You're probably right.
You're right.
Like
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
could.
But man,
They
most
already
people,
do. They
most
host
people don't
tournaments.
realize, like, everybody's talking about the swim trials, right? The Olympic swim trials
Yeah.
down at
Yeah.
Lucas
At
Oil. They
Lucas.
built the pool. So that company is Dodd Technologies. They're
Yep.
right over here, 2 miles.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're here in Pendleton.
No way.
Well, yeah, they're in Pendleton. I
Yeah.
forget where in Ingles.
Yeah.
But you got Dodd, you got Sinewave, that is a big production company. You got Majestic Lighting, you got Mid America, and these are massive production
Tupelo's based
companies
here.
that go all across the country to do production work.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. There is a lot of pride in
There's a higher quality of broadcast here and definitely in like, the Bristol area, obviously, but you know, here for sure, which is
That's
nice.
probably why Pat McAfee got his show.
Yeah.
Because he's got good broadcast people.
Oh,
Because he does it down in
yeah.
Oaklandon, right?
Shout out Pat McAfee.
10 minutes down
Yeah.
the road here, yeah.
Yeah.
I tagged him last week. He hasn't responded to me yet.
What
All
a
right.
dick.
All right. Where are we at on pours? I know you still got
We can
something
move on.
to go on to.
We
can go to.
No, I think
Yeah.
guys are still drinking. Finished up. That's fine.
Well, I drink-
We'll get the next one.
I drank a couple from the Bookers last night.
It's all
so.
good. We'll figure it.
I'm doing baby pours today.
I know you are. I know you are.
Long night last night.
Long life.
Long life.
Yeah, long life. That's true.
Okay, so we haven't said it
you
yet.
don't know how much I drink, buddy.
We haven't said it
Sometimes you
yet.
gotta
So,
break.
hey, Scott, fuck the pins. We had to say that.
That's right. Not this Scott.
No,
Our
not
friend.
this guy. We have another.
I have another friend,
he's a big
Scott.
fan.
He's a
Okay.
Penguins
So
fan.
speaking of the pins,
Yes. Fuck
well,
'em.
just that phrase. So we were at Summerfest in New Palace, like a little festival in the town that I live in.
Okay.
We had a vendor booth selling dog treats and stuff. Some guy walks up with the Pins jersey on. I said, "I'm sorry, sir. We don't sell to your kind." He looked at me like dead serious, like, "You fucking kidding me?"
No,
I was like,
shut
"Yeah, man, fuck the Pins." He was like, "I got 5 dogs." I was like, "Well, you can buy my shit, but
Yeah.
you gotta. My wife's got to do the transaction. I don't sell to your
love
kind."
it. I love it.
Great.
So, professional teams. I mean, obviously, you guys are an affiliate with the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite hockey team in the pros
NHL.
that you enjoy? Yeah, the NHL.
Any team that really wants to sign me.
Oh, I'm with you. But I want you to go
That's
to my
a good call.
Avalanche.
Yes,
I want you to go
yes.
to my Avalanche. So.
No, when I was growing up, I mean, being from Michigan, I was the biggest
Red Wings.
Wings fan ever.
Yeah.
Like, I remember so vividly watching them win the cup on my birthday when I was younger. I remember crying in my living room when they got bounced out of the playoffs. I mean, we were like 21 or 22 straight seasons made it to the playoffs. And man, we were hockey town. I was just such a big Red Wings fan growing up, especially going to Joe Louis. It's no longer there anymore, but my dad bringing me there and watching college hockey there too. So, but the Wings were my team. I was a diehard. I still like the Wings, granted.
Yeah.
It's different now. Like when you're playing professional hockey, I just like watching good hockey.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
I watch every night. I'm watching NHL games or
Same here.
so it's not like I only watch the Wings or anything like that. I'm still a Wings fan, I guess, but I'm just a big NHL fan.
So what do you think about this series? I mean, this is
Holy
is
cow.
that freaking amazing or what?
This is the craziest. I swear to God, this is the craziest series I've ever watched. It has been so entertaining. I want the Oilers to win. Everybody's like, "Aren't you American? You're
no.
American."
I
I'm
would.
like, it's not like
Canadians
that.
deserve one.
Like,
It's been over 30
Oh,
years.
yeah.
I mean, come
Oh,
on,
yeah.
it's time.
Hey, come on, being down 3-0.
and the greatest player in the world, Connor McDavid. Like, I want him to win. Oh,
I didn't
boy.
know McKinnon was playing.
Ouch.
He's a Red Wings fan.
I
He
know.
hates the
No,
Avalanche.
I don't think. Yeah. Oh, fight night at the Joe.
Exactly, yep.
Holy smokes.
That was one of the best series
Oh,
ever.
I remember.
2 seconds.
I think my dad or my or a family friend has a crazy cool picture signed of like fight night at the Joe with like Brendan Shanahan like bleeding and stuff or somebody. But it's really cool. I mean,
That is great.
But no, this series is phenomenal. I mean, it's going to Game 7 tomorrow. I think we're all the guys that are coming for the camp. We're all going to go grab I don't know where we're going tomorrow night. Probably end up at Brit Tavern or something. But and watch.
Don't
the
worry,
game.
this isn't going to be posting for another week. So
That's right. So it'll be
One of us
okay,
people
everybody.
showing up to party with you.
Although
so,
Rob and I might be there.
God, I'm thinking about
Yeah,
it. I'm thinking about it right
that's
now.
that just I was
too,
like, where are
me
we gonna
too.
watch the game? Oh, sounds
oh,
like Britton Tavern might be the place to go. All right,
Can we join you?
In this,
All
right.
right, we're there.
we are in.
Yes.
in
going
this
to Britton.
lovely
They're,
establishment.
they're going to go somewhere else now.
Yeah,
You
Parks
watch.
Place. We might be at Parks Place too. So, but
Text me. Let me know where you're
All
going.
right, yeah,
Seriously,
I'll hit
might
you guys
check
up.
it.
You kidding me?
We like
Yeah,
Parks
hit us up.
Place as well.
Yeah.
That place is pretty
That's our
awesome.
spot. They sponsor the boys, so we all
Yep.
they hook it up for us. So
This
we
needs
love
to be
it
your
there.
spot.
Oh, hey, you know what the funny thing is? I mean, you know Halston.
Yeah.
So Halston texted me right at the end of the year. I was legit in my truck about to go home, but the hilarious thing, and there's a different story. I locked my keys in my car with them running. Long story, but I ended up getting a text, and it was like he's like, hey, if any of the boys are around, this gentleman named Rob owns a whiskey cigar lounge, and you guys should go check it out. And I'm like, dude, if you would have texted me yesterday, like we have we have a fine fund, which I can briefly explain that. Every game, say we're in Kalamazoo, every game, players, anybody can go up there and you write on the whiteboard, hey, $25. If we win, I'm putting $25, $50, $100 towards the, I got to pay a fine. Basically just putting money in the pot.
Yeah.
So if we win all the money on the board, some nights it's, I don't know, it can get up to $1,000, more than that. Some nights it's maybe just $100 because there's only a couple guys on the board. So the fund gets raised, and then whenever we go out, like we're heading to Newfoundland, hey, we know we're getting a go night at the end of the trip, Saturday night, last game of the series. We win, we'll all go out, and we're all drinking or going out for free because the fine fund's going to cover it.
That's a good way to do
So
it.
it's
we almost made that trip, but
to
then I looked-
Newfoundland?
yeah, we really thought about it.
Oh man,
and there was some Fuel fans that went.
I know we saw
Yeah.
we saw jerseys and we're like, dude, are these people crazy? That like
Yeah.
this is so far away because we were complaining about
It's
about
way
the trip.
out there. I mean,
We
you don't
were
have to
like-
go anymore, unfortunately.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
yeah.
But we were complaining about the trip because we connected in Chicago. We stayed the night in Chicago, which is great because we got the night off and we all got to go and grab dinner together. It's a lot of fun. Going on the road is a lot of fun. It is, but the travel stinks. Like,
Yeah.
especially when you're going to Newfoundland. But yeah, it's we I wish back to what I was mentioning about Halston. If you guys would have texted me in the hour or the day before, we would have brought all the boys here and we would have just dumped the fine fund here. Like,
man.
but we didn't. But
Oh.
Halston, but
Next
I
time.
didn't know until we were leaving. So we all.
Hey, that's on you, Halston, because I've been texting you all
That's
year
right.
long.
Yeah.
no,
yeah.
Halston is the greatest.
She's
I love
awesome.
Halston.
She's
All right.
she's
Well,
been
now
phenomenal.
you know, so you
Now
got
I
to be
know.
the
Yeah.
ambassador
Oh, yeah.
for
Oh, yeah.
the
These
final third in
Oh
the
hell
locker
yeah!
room.
Hell yeah!
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pass me that Booker's.
yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
We're moving to
next.
Booker's? Heck yeah.
So I do want to call out. It's been an interesting, last week and a half, starting with the Edmonton series and the Edmonton Flasher.
I don't know if I'm allowed to comment on that.
Yeah. What,
We
you
will.
saw that, right?
You don't
I mean,
have to
everybody
realize it.
saw it.
Hey,
Come on.
Hey, he's new. He's
So-
he's got a new fiance. Be
Right,
careful.
right. True. No, but I thought it was funny. Like, she now has a Playboy contract.
She's famous now. It's so funny. I was just mentioning that to the guys. I'm like, dude, she's on like Spit. I don't know if you guys know Spit and Chicklets podcast.
Yeah.
She's on like she's meeting up with like Biz Nasty and stuff. So
I think we could get her here.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
she's big time.
Yeah.
Before that
she's
game,
big
maybe, but not
time.
before that. Not
Too
after.
funny.
We could
Yeah, too
compare
funny.
tits.
Scott and I might have her close.
You got me beat.
I don't know, man. I saw the uncensored pic of that.
I did
Those are
too.
pretty monsters.
They are. Whenever you're ready, bud.
That's
Thank
getting
you,
cut.
sir.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so the internet just kind of blew up this week. It was
Yeah.
it was the Edmonton Oilers Flasher fan and Hot Tua.
Did you hear that one? Yeah, this one. Here you go.
I mean, what in the
One
world?
move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time.
Oh,
That
you
do.
gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing.
Crazy. It's ridiculous.
That was I mean, it was like Monday or something.
It's been like 4 days.
And yeah, it just is everywhere.
Yeah, she's got
isn't
merch.
It the stupidest shit that ends up blowing up.
I want to know,
yeah.
how do we do something stupid enough to get
I know.
that shit viral?
I mean, I tattooed a titty dragon on my knee, so like, what else do I have to do at this
Yeah,
point?
that's what that is right
yeah,
there.
semi
Yeah,
dragon.
yeah.
It's got tits for eyes.
Tits for eyes.
We gotta post it.
I know.
We'll get the fuel to post it.
Oh, dude. Okay, so what if I get her to give me some Hawk 2 on that one?
Just spits on your
Yeah.
leg.
That's what she was talking about.
Missed. You missed.
So I did get my first tattoo
Yeah.
Oh, really?
yesterday.
Yeah, it's a full-length back tattoo
are you
of a
messing
Hawaiian
with
fruit
No,
punch guy.
you want to see it?
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Here we
hang
go.
on.
We'll get that on the camera.
All right.
Definitely indie related, so you'll appreciate the indie connection.
Yeah, take
So-
your ears
so
out.
Take his shirt off.
So, well,
Take
his
it
shirt's,
off.
His
Take
shirt's
it
usually not
off.
on anyway, so it's fine. So as he's doing this, we were talking about the
Can
the
we get
flow
some like
sports.
swanky music
I
while
was-
he takes the shirt off?
Ooh. Oh, yeah, for
I was
sure.
working. I
Bow,
was working
chicka,
the flow
bow,
sports,
bow.
and I was watching some of the other. There you go. There you go.
Oh, badass. That does look fresh. That was yesterday?
Yeah.
Is that-
Aren't
is
you
that
supposed to
camera
have
high
some
enough to
something
see
on
that?
there?
It'll get it, yeah.
I thought you
good.
got to put shit on there right after your.
We'll get rubbed down later.
Oh, it's gonna get
Yeah.
a nice rub down. That's nice. That's crisp. That looks great.
Well, Janelle misses her man sometimes.
Yeah.
So this will be a good time to little
Yeah,
rub
now he can
action
just
going.
lay face down on his bearskin rug in his living room while Janelle rubs him down.
Yeah, that was probably not the smartest choice for a first tattoo. 3.5 hours, and
Go big or
no
go
way.
home.
I
It
have
was-
0, so I don't even know what that experience has to be like.
it was aggressive.
Really?
Yeah.
So if I get
Do
you
you
a
regret it halfway through?
No, actually, it was the end.
The
so
shading.
like all the lining, like all the just getting the lines and making it outline,
Right.
that was all fine. Then he starts on the shading, and I'm like, dude, this is rough. So I'm gonna go back and get color on the flags.
Oh, nice.
But I was gonna do the whole thing yesterday,
Yeah, I
and
need a
after I got
break.
done with the black, I was like,
Yeah.
no mas.
No more.
Yeah,
Tapping out.
I was done, man.
Which, by the way, Janelle, I did tell him that he doesn't need to do the gold for the rest of for the wings. What he needs to do is have you just put SPF 100 on that spot,
yeah, for sure.
and it will glow. It'll be great.
Yeah,
It'll be
yeah.
great. So
You notice I'm quite dark complected,
Yes.
so I get very, very dark in the summer.
Oh, nice.
I'm about 3/4 of the way there. I get darker.
yeah, you'll get there.
And
SPF 1000.
Rob's wife Lisa got a paint swatch book, and we now measure the 50 shades of Scotty D.
It's not racist.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No,
it's
no,
not.
and it's not sexual either. It's just colors.
not.
That's
It's just
it.
colors. I mean, it can be, but
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be.
It could be.
Yeah. So back to the flow sport. So I'm like, I need hockey.
Yeah.
You know, during the day there's no hockey, so I'm waiting until later at night and watching hockey in here every night. And I'm going through some of these teams that are on there, and I found one that fits my mode right here.
Let's hear it.
Fat boy, old man with gray beard. It's the Jerry Hat Tricks.
Wait, where are you seeing
This is on Flow
It's on
Sports.
Flow Sports.
No.
Senior league.
Is this like a league or a
it's
team?
like a 40, 50, and 60-year-old league or something like that.
The
And Jerry Hat Tricks. And I'm like, I literally went
That's on
straight to
Flow
their page and I tried to find gear. I was going to buy shirts. They had nothing. They missed out.
What a miss out on marketing.
But I mean, if you think about all these hockey teams, they come up with some of the craziest fun names ever.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, you
Well,
know,
it's crazy.
I
The
love it.
Wheeling Nailers are that's a team name.
I mean,
Yeah, what are they nailing?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what is this?
So what is
The Moose.
what are some of the ones? I mean, you obviously know way more.
Oh,
hockey teams.
God, I
what
don't
are some
even
of
know.
the best names that you think are just hilarious?
Gosh, dude, but I don't even know.
Yeah,
it's
don't
crazy
worry
to
about it.
think about. Like,
This is a great segue.
The funny thing is, like, the beer league teams. Like, I'm not remembering. I mean, I played for some summer league, beer league teams that are just hilarious. But to be honest with you, I can't even remember the names. It's been so long since I played in a beer league when I was maybe when I was in high school. But it's like it's too funny.
Wait, no, you weren't drinking beer in high school. What are you talking about? What?
Of course not.
Hey, you gotta drink. You don't gotta drink beer to play beer league.
What? No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
No, but to be honest with you, I can't even remember any crazy names like that. But there's so many, like there's like professional adult leagues. There's a league in Michigan, and I'm probably getting it wrong. I'm pretty sure it's called like the minors hockey league. It's like the oldest actual. If I Googled it right now, I'm pretty sure I could find it. But it's like the oldest professional hockey league in North America. And it's played in like Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota.
That's
and
not
it's
the
all,
Northern Ontario Senior Hockey Organization.
I've never heard of that one either. But if there's like
You haven't heard of the No Show? Are you not a Shoresy fan?
Oh, that's you're like the third person the past week that's asked me if I watched.
You haven't
Shoresy.
watched it yet?
I don't.
Holy shit!
I know what it is,
Oh,
but I don't
dude.
watch
Look,
it.
it's a targeted thing now on Hulu, and now every time I open Hulu, it says, "You want to watch Shoresy?"
Yes,
yeah, I wanna
and
watch
normally
Shoresy.
it's like,
I think
yeah, I'd like to.
It is so accurate with like how some of the hockey guys talk and how all their like the constant just banner. But I think I watched a couple episodes and I was like, man, this is overkill for me. So I don't know. It was
You live it,
Yeah,
right?
right.
You're like, man, this ain't right. I'm just watching my life up there.
This is literally my buddy. I know this guy.
So you're talking about funny names, so we'll go sidetracked a little bit and say that I think I might be illiterate, actually. You know what I'm talking about. We talked about this at your house the other day during
Okay.
dinner.
Was I
The
drinking?
names. We had been drinking, yes.
Yes,
But the names,
yes, Scott.
remember?
Names? Which names?
Marsha and Ebony.
Oh, right.
Okay, so I go to talk with the school board for MSD. What is that? I don't know, Wayne Township or something on High School Road, and it's a school board, right? You know, educated people supposed to be. I walk in there to meet with them. They had a contract for a videographer, so I went to meet with them. And the lady that was emailing me, her name was Marcia.
Oh, yeah.
It's Marcia.
Marsha.
Which is Marcia.
I didn't know that was Marcia.
Marcia.
Would you say that's Marcia?
Marcia. I say Marcia.
My fucking man.
Thank you to sponsor Deadwood Live. Derek with Deadwood Live is producing top quality live edge products as well as bourbon themed furniture. If you've been in the lounge, you've seen the custom live edge table and barrel stools produced by Derek. Be sure to give him a like and follow on Facebook at Deadwood Live. That's DED Wood Live.
Okay. Right?
All of us at the dinner table were like, it's Marcia.
It's Marcia. My wife was
Really?
like, yeah, my wife was like, you're a fucking idiot.
No.
So like the receptionist was like, who are you here to see? I was like, I'm here to see Marcia. She was like, there's no Marcia here. I was like, yeah. It's like, showed her the image. She's like, oh, Marcia. I was like, oh my God. My wife was
Good
like,
thing you
maybe
got that squared away.
maybe they thought that you needed to enroll here instead of interview.
No, I like the other one that you talked about
Ebony?
back when you were working
at payroll. Yeah, so
payroll.
I was a payroll manager somewhere in Kentucky a while back, and we'd see all sorts of crazy names.
Back when you were employed.
Back when I was employed. And one came across my desk, Ebone.
Ebone.
You
It's probably Ebony.
You didn't
That's how it's pronounced.
Yeah,
he's-
that
you
one.
went
I
E-Bone?
I said
Where's
E-Bone.
E-Bone?
No, no.
What up,
Yes.
E-Bone?
Yo, is there an E-Bone here?
It got better, though.
It got
So
better.
her last name was Tuggles.
E-Bone
That's
Douglas.
a fake name.
It was not. So I went extremely insensitive with the whole matter, and I called my wife on my lunch. I thought I found the best fucking name in the world. And I was like, you'll never get this shit. I was like, this dude, E-Bone Tuggles, came across my desk. She was like, what the fuck did you spell it? It's like E-Bone. She's like, it's Ebony, dipshit. I was like, no, I'm calling this dude up, and we are going to a barbecue at
This
E-Bone
wasn't a
Tuggles.
dude?
No.
It wasn't even a
It wasn't
dude.
even a dude.
Yeah, so I might be
E-Bone
illiterate.
Tuggles.
So
E-Bone
That
Tuggles.
is a really great name.
Sounds like a
It
rap
is.
album
Tugsy,
waiting to
yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
right?
That is.
E-Bone
that's
Tuggle
great.
and the Moose.
My daughter graduated from IU back in May, and they were going through graduation. And I felt so sorry for the professors that were having to call out the names because they were just straight up
Butchering them.
Oh, I believe it.
And I,
You know, ask how to pronounce them before. Like
so
we had to
hard.
send in like video of like us when we graduated. We would have to send a video of us saying our name
yeah,
just so that wouldn't
it
happen.
happened. Yeah, it
But
was,
wasn't it like
was
you
rough.
you said some of them, like most of them were like normal names, like Michael. They were like Mikhail.
yeah, I think they
Yeah.
got confused
Is there a
because
Michelle
they got in their heads that they had to say them differently.
Yeah.
It was like, D-Nice.
Yes, is there?
Hey,
nice.
Hey, Ron.
Is there?
Oh wait, it's O'Shawn Hennessy.
Oh, Sean
Oh,
Hennessy.
Shaq Hennessy. Yeah, that's
Oh God.
Shout out Keegan Michael Key.
yeah.
You want to come on the show
Okay,
with us?
so
Absolutely.
So, are you a comedy guy? You like comedy movies?
Oh, yeah, of course.
All
he
right.
does.
So what's your favorite comedy hockey movie? This is a test.
I mean, if you want me to go historic, it'd be Slapshot. But my all-time fave is probably Goon.
Yes, absolutely.
Goon's the
Oh,
best.
man.
Yeah,
I watch Goon. Oh, I've seen it probably realistically 10 to 15 times,
Same.
and
Yeah.
I have legit cried. Like I felt like I worked out after because my abs hurt so bad. laughing.
69, pick 69. It'll be hilarious.
Oh, dude.
Oh my god!
I still think one of my favorite lines is when that chick gets done singing the Canadian national anthem.
That
He's
was
like,
downright treasonous.
My pappy didn't fight in WW2.
The puck
Puck
drops. Oh my god!
That has been my drunk movie for like a decade.
It is so
I mean, it is-
funny. It is a fun. Oh, when that thing first came out, I remember like telling my brothers, like, you gotta watch this with me again. Like, it is so damn funny. It still is funny. I
It's
just
still
watched it
funny.
last year before games. we'll have like pregame skate and then we'll go back and I'll sleep a lot of the day before a game, but I always have a movie on or something. And that was my movie for like the season. I just had that on. I'm like, it's just
That's
so
a good
funny.
one.
We're gonna have a goon night here. We're gonna
We
actually
should.
have. We're gonna have
Oh,
a
yeah.
Goon theme
movie.
night. Everybody's
Oh,
got to
yeah.
wear the number 69.
Oh,
and
that'd
Oh,
be
I've got our daughter. It was it both of them, Kinsey and Adele, that bought them? Adele and her fiance. Yeah, my youngest and her fiance bought my wife and I've got 69 Halifax Glad.
No way.
Yeah,
You
I wear
Glad
it.
jersey.
I wear it
Wear
to the
games.
I
Yeah.
do.
Oh,
I
Are you
do.
kidding me? How do I not have a picture with this?
She's got the Shamrocks. Ross the Boss.
Ross the Boss.
Yep.
You know, like that team. Ross the Boss Ray played in Newfoundland. So
Right.
that was hilarious because when I first was watching the movie, obviously I'm like, Newfoundland's a made up place, and then
And then you gotta go there and
when
play
I
a
was
game.
like, I don't know, like 15 years old watching this movie in high school. So it's so funny because we played in Newfoundland this year too, and I'm telling the guys, hey. Ross the Boss Ray played here.
You know, the only reason we didn't take that trip is because I got looking at like restaurants and bars, and I'm like, there isn't shit up there.
Oh no, you
Is
are
it-
far.
Was I wrong?
off. Oh
okay.
my god!
Damn it!
The
Knew we should have
It's like the largest bars per capita in like North
in
America.
St. John's.
Oh my god!
Oh, we fucked up.
Oh, are you
Oh
guys
man, we
serious?
messed up. Yeah, I
Really?
looked and I was like, I look on Google Maps. I'm just like
Oh,
search bars
no.
and restaurants, and like 4 things come up, and I'm like,
No,
this looks
it is
terrible.
like everybody, all the boys. You mark it on your calendars because that's
man.
like a lot of people will do their rookie parties up there. It is like it's bars on bars on bars on bars. It's just stacked on top of each other. We all like we went out on, I think it was Sunday night, after the game, and like the bars are still open till 4 on a Sunday night. And, like it was.
Love that.
and you guys, you swept up there.
No,
didn't
we took 5 out of 6.
you? Okay.
Oh wow.
So, so 5 out of 6 points, and then we obviously it helps when you win the last game. So they're like, hey, go out and enjoy
Yeah, go party.
yourselves. So
Yep.
we all went out and but it is the coolest place. That's crazy that maybe online it was saying that, but no, it's like it is known for the boys that. Hey, this is the trip of the year. Like Newfoundland is a blast. It's so much fun, and it's beautiful.
Messed
And
up.
it's beautiful. So
Yeah, I messed up.
yeah, no more of those
Damn
trips though.
I know. There's not a single Canadian team left, is there?
No, there's 3 Rivers in
Okay.
Quebec. I'm pretty sure they're playing next year.
Trois River.
Yeah, I actually played for them last year.
Oh,
Yeah, when
really?
that's the team I got sent down to when in Quebec when I was with Manitoba. So
okay, got it.
a lot of French speaking out there.
Yep.
Not a lot of English. It was
Yeah.
pretty. It was that was a big change of scenery for me. I didn't know how to really handle that.
I was gonna say you probably haven't, since you only watched a couple episodes of Shoresy. You probably haven't seen Letterkenny then either.
I know what Letterkenny is, and I've seen a couple episodes of
Okay,
Letterkenny. too.
gotcha. Yeah. You kind of get these Canadian shows. They're on the Canadian Broadcast Network up there.
Yeah.
And like Schitt's Creek, I know my wife was really into that one, which is the Levies.
Okay.
Yeah, who was the dad in Goon.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy from American Pie,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And they got you see like these Canadian the French speaking, and you realize, man, there's a lot you don't know about Canada.
It's I know, and that was I actually thought it was pretty cool when I first was there because I said I've never lived in an area where English wasn't the primary language. So granted, a lot of them do speak English, but it's not broken. It's just maybe a little harder to understand because they have such strong accents. But when I would go to the grocery store, I felt like nobody spoke English. So I remember it so vividly. I was asking I asked a worker there at the grocery store where something was, and they didn't speak English, so they just kind of gave me hand signals and were like, hey, and I was like, all right, I get the hint. So I went over to someone, and I don't know what I was asking for. I think it was like where the cheese was or something. So I was like showing him a picture on my phone, and I go, where is the cheese? And the guy goes, I speak English, buddy.
So you just ripped ass and then walked away.
So I felt like such an idiot. And I was like, yeah, well, you 1 out of 100. Like nobody else speaks English here. So, but it was a cool experience. But at the end, I didn't have a car because I was so far away from home. I was flying everywhere. So it was a little hard. at the end, just because there was a small. It was funny because the team was kind of divided. We had not divided, but like we had the French speaking guys and English speaking guys. I was one of 2 Americans on the team. There was a hand. Obviously everybody else is Canadian, or French Canadian. But so we had like an English group chat of just all the guys who spoke English, and then there was a French group chat with all the guys who spoke French. So whenever we'd go on the road, it would just be like, all right, English guys, we're going over here.
Yeah, that's challenging, man, to be on a team like that. It really is.
It is. Guys go play over in Europe, and I have no experience over Europe. Haven't played over Europe. I actually am not allowed to because of my military contract. But they, with all the guys who go over to Europe, I was just talking to my buddy that I work out with. He was telling me he was in Slovakia and I forget where else, but he said he's like, I was the only English-speaking guy on the team.
Yeah, I think we just lost Centrami, right?
I think
he's going back to Europe.
Where'd you read that?
I thought it was in the transaction report, did he get traded?
He got traded on paper, but I think Centro's retiring. So.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yep. Yeah, I knew there's been a few transactions here recently.
Yeah, just like those future consideration trades.
Yep.
So.
I thought I could have swore somebody was going to play in Europe from the team.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I know that Kyle Maximovich signed back in Rockford.
Okay.
DJ King signed back in Rockford. I don't know. I haven't really. Granted, I do.
King looks like a big boy.
He is. He's a big dude, and he's probably one of the best guys I've ever played hockey with.
Really?
And I will have to clip that and send it to him because he's an unreal dude. Some of these guys are just straight characters, and he's like the guy that you're speaking with that you're just nonstop laughing. He's such a great dude, and he's a great teammate. Everybody on the field are great teammates.
I figured as big as he was, he might be thrown down, but he doesn't toss.
He did a couple times. He fought. Trying to think of his name in Toledo. He was Toledo's fighter. He fought him, and the boys loved it. Like, it's so cool when you get in a fight and the guys are just gassing you. Like, he fought right at the end of the period. So, like, he's waiting in the lock because you get sent off the ice. So he got sent to the room because there wasn't more than 5 minutes left, so he didn't go to the penalty box. So when you get back in the room, and we're all just gassing him up, and you're like, "You beast! You're the toughest mofo here, man!" And like, he's a great dude. He'll do anything for the boys, and especially doing it like that. Especially a guy who doesn't fight all the time.
Yeah.
Like for guys who mix it up every now, like it means a lot to the guy. So it's cool seeing guys like that do that.
And now the fight of the season, as far as the fans are concerned, this last season.
Oh damn.
I mean, we all know it's got to be Drizzy.
Oh, I was about to say, it's got to be
Drizzy, right?
Amazing.
I mean, the guy does. He's all
so you guys
the gear
know the
on.
story, right?
No, I mean, we don't.
With our backup goalie.
Mm.
So, Weeksy
Yep.
got called up.
Yes.
So we didn't have backup,
Right,
which
so you
happens
got
in pro hockey.
You got the emergency backup.
So you get
right?
emergency backup, and the emergency backup isn't like a professional hockey player.
Right.
It can be. Granted, I could get corrected on what the rules are, but it can literally be like a high school age player to.
This is for you, Dad, if you're listening.
I was gonna say I heard there's a story about like the Zamboni driver.
Yeah, that's in the NHL. He played for I don't know who he did, but he played against Toronto. But for us,
Wasn't that Boston?
I don't know.
Gosh, I kind of remember that. I thought it was Boston.
Yeah, but obviously you can pull a goalie from anywhere.
Anyway,
So how do you get on that call list?
So there is like a list of like guys in division. It's typically people who live not
I'm not
a
that
day
far.
away.
I played goalie when I was younger.
They're an hour or something.
So
I want to see you get called up by the field on the emergency.
I'm unemployed.
So they it doesn't pay. It does not pay.
That's cool.
Even in the NHL, it doesn't pay.
They just
That's
hit
cool.
bucks at your face. It's
I've
fine.
seen
Yeah,
goalies
they'll give you
fight.
some per diem.
Look, I will fight.
But
I will lose.
that's
but
what
I'll
they
start
need.
it.
They need a backup goalie to just come in and fight, be the enforcer.
There's never been a goon goalie, so
That's so true. That's
I'll do
so
it.
true. That's how you make it up through the ranks.
yeah.
But when Drizzy fought, we're screaming at him from the bench. Screaming. Drizzy, go back. Drizzy, go back. No, don't fight. Don't fight. Because we have an emergency backup. And, like, he's a great dude. And we call him Eddie. So Eddie, he's like a goalie coach. And he's an emergency backup for a lot of teams in the area, like the Chicago Wolves in the American League. He's backed up for us. Pretty sure he's backed up for Fort Wayne at some point in his emergency backup career. But we didn't have. We were like, I mean, we're not trying to insult the guy because Eddie's also sitting right next to us. But we're all like, "Yo, we don't have a goalie." Like, so we're yelling at Drizzy not to go fight, but he does. And then Eddie's got to get in the net for. It was right at the end of the period. There was only like 10 seconds left in the period.
Yeah.
And Fort Wayne wins the draw. And it's granted the draw is all the way back in Fort Wayne zone, so they win a draw, but they take a full ice shot at Eddie. And Eddie, it hits Eddie's glove, and Eddie drops it. So all of Fort Wayne is chirping Eddie, saying all this stuff to him, and we're like, dude, you like, come on, that's like, you can't. Why are you chirping like he's an emergency backup, like Buddy's here just to be a good guy.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like probably backed up for you guys too.
It's like the nicest dude, and they're like, "Fuck you!"
Yeah, literally.
You
So
suck.
in between periods, because the refs, which granted, the rule is that if a goalie gets a major penalty, a player can save it for or serve it for him, so he doesn't have to get out of the net. And the refs were like, nope, they got to. He's got to serve it. So like, what? We're gonna have Driz just sitting in the box with his full equipment, like a goalie, like in the box. We're all like, what is going on? So between periods, granted, luckily it happened at the end of the period. They made a phone call to the head of officiating or whatever, and we're like, what is the rule? We're like, no, he doesn't have to serve the penalty. So we came out, and obviously our staff was like going crazy on the refs, like, he doesn't have to serve the penalty. So Drizzy got back in the net, but like that, after the game, I'm like, have you ever fought before, Driz? He goes, no, it was my first one. I'm like, dude, what was going through your mind? Like, what made you want to come all the way down there? I was getting sick of watching him, like, giving jabs to our guys and stuff. I'm like, dude.
Hey, he did cross the center line.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That right there, that tells me, like, okay, that's it. I mean, if you come across the center line
putting you down.
and you come into my zone,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's probably a good reason to skate out. You know?
Yeah. It was
That's so much
like
fun.
the fans got to love it. I go, anybody who's at that game, I've never witnessed a goalie fight in my entire career of playing. And and that was my first time ever. So I said, I'm like, dude, the fans got a show, because just say if you catch 1 or 2 games a year, I'm like, dude, the fact that you guys got to see a goalie fight, like, that is so rare.
Yeah.
It was so very cool. Driz was like, that's probably, well, he'll be telling that story for the rest of his career. Like,
Well, the video, and like somebody got a great still picture where he
Oh,
jumped.
yeah.
He's
Oh,
throwing
yeah,
a
it's like
punch.
Superman punching.
Yeah, it was a
It's like
Superman punch in the
punching.
full goalie gear, and he Superman punches that guy.
So funny.
We
funny.
had that game on here, and then
So good.
Scott and I were texting each other back and forth because you were at the game,
Right.
And we were just like going nuts over that. That was freaking amazing.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
How does that not? And we won that game too. And Drizzy
Yes.
only let up like a goal or two. So you got like player of the game. And like he's out there pumping everybody up. He's the toughest guy in Indy now.
Yeah, exactly.
I say, my next guy, I'm fighting Chris Cameron. No, he wasn't saying that.
I wouldn't want to fight Chris Cameron.
Nah, I don't think
ever.
anybody does.
No.
Nah.
He knows what he's doing out there.
Yeah, he's just a
So
boy.
I think what we need to do this year, and I'll text Halston, but I'm gonna have you have to put some good word in.
Oh,
for us.
heck yeah.
I think we need to do a podcast at a game.
Oh, I think so too.
And we need to be back behind the ice where you guys coming out and you guys can fist bump us.
Oh,
On the
you
way out,
kidding
yeah.
me?
glove bump us.
Yes.
That'd be
as you're going
sick.
out.
That would
And
be
Yeah.
sweet.
we'll broadcast from the
100%.
game.
Yeah.
And I think that could be a lot of fun.
Look, we could do it live and still do better than the rest of Flow Sports.
You're exactly right, because you know what you're doing. Well, again, the Fuel at home. Their broadcasts are good.
Not
Everything
them.
Hey,
else
we
is
gotta
terrible.
we gotta finish before the game starts though, because I'm sorry guys, but I watch these games. So
Oh, we'll do.
No,
you know.
we're
Do it
doing
early.
we can't have it
warm-ups.
during
we're
the
doing
game.
color play-by-play the entire
There you
freaking
go,
game.
yeah.
All right, so we'll make sure that you're freed up so you can go,
Right, I can
Be
go
a
sit in my
maniac in the
seat
stands.
and do my thing.
and then the rest of us will stay down towards the bottom. So
So I do got to say, since Colin, you're pouring on the Bookers, goes great with this cigar.
It's actually really good.
It I have not been
It's
impressed
not my
with
best
it.
Bookers I've ever had.
Definitely not.
But it's very good. It was better than what I've been hearing people talk about it.
Yeah, and I got to say, I think it needs like a good cigar
Strong
to go
cigar,
with it,
yeah,
and this
yeah.
really helps balance.
I think if you flip to the dictionary or encyclopedia of what is Kentucky bourbon. This defines Kentucky bourbon all up and down.
Yeah.
I get a lot of
very
oak
good.
out of this one.
Yeah.
It's not overpowering, but there is definitely more oak in this one than some of the other
I get
Bookers that I've
essence of
tried.
Booker No in this one. Just
Oh yeah,
There you
it
go.
tastes like bourbon.
tastes like bourbon.
It does. It tastes bourbon.
So the cigar though,
It's good. It's good.
Uh-oh, here we go.
thank you, Bruce Almighty.
Yeah.
Bruce Almighty. That's right. I forgot about that.
So I don't think this is better than the 56, this chef special. I don't know if it is.
I think you're wrong.
I
But
just-
It's okay
I'm-
to be wrong.
I disagree.
I'll take that.
I think this blows the 50. No,
Okay.
I won't say it blows the 56 out,
But
But
one
I
step
think-
above.
I
Well-
think it's more approachable than the 56.
see, in this, I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to tell you. I think Scott's going to like this one more than the 56, only because he doesn't like that sweeter chocolate. And I feel like the
true.
56 and 55 has more of the chocolate. This one is more of the dark chocolate and darker notes. But I think the complexity level on this one's what I like the most.
Well, I know that was Thursday, but we smoked a 56 on Thursday.
We did. And
So-
this is better.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
I think I'm going to be
again,
the
Look,
opposite.
I love, first of all, we always talk about the knuckle sandwiches on here because they're
Love
just great
Espinosa,
cigars.
yeah.
It's the only, thing that is labeled or represented by a celebrity that I like. I like all the tequilas I've had. I'm like, they're meh, whatever. This is Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is his line. He worked with Espinosa, and so the knuckle sandwich, it's all Guy Fieri's, and he smokes like 5 to 10 cigars a day. Yeah, he's a big time cigar guy.
No way.
And he actually,
He's almost at my level.
yeah,
Not
he
quite.
hit up. He actually went and requested Espinosa to do a collaboration with them, and they told him no.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
They didn't
for
want
like
a celebrity
for like
brand.
2 years, they didn't want a celebrity
Just made
brand.
him want
He
it
just
more.
kept hammering on him, saying, "Guys, I love your cigars. I really want to do this." And now, I mean, Rob's got what 8 different knuckle sandwich cigars up there.
Really?
They're just that
Yeah.
good.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
But he
It's
is
pretty rare that
where
you
most
get that.
where most celebrities or athletes, like Andrew, Gonzalez, you've got Jeter. He has his.
Well, Peyton does his.
Peyton
yep,
has the bourbons
the
too.
Sweetens.
But they're connoisseurs. They like it. But he is a true cigar smoker, and he's one that really wanted to get into it, and he put the effort out. Most of them just want to get their name on something because they love cigars or
Yeah.
whatever, and they just throw their name on it.
Right.
And they never put a lot of work in. Like Tyson. Tyson has one now.
And it goes over to the cigars or to bourbon too, because
It does, big
there's a
time.
lot of celebrity brands now.
Yeah.
And we were talking about one the other day, Whiskey Gypsy, which is Eric Church's brand.
Very intriguing.
Yeah.
bourbon line. Or
It's
whiskey
the
line.
same thing. It's not just another whiskey brand. Like it's
Because
it's
he's a
good
big
stuff.
bourbon guy. Like he's a.
He is, but he's not super involved with the brand as much as he probably could be. But who's their master distiller?
I
I don't remember his name.
can't remember his last name, but it's Ari is his first name, and he
Ari,
was
yeah,
the young kid that basically got into distilling at Michigan State. When Michigan State ran their distillation program, they were contract distilling for places back
That's
then.
huge.
The regents of the university finally decided they were too heavily involved in the spirits world, and it wasn't PC for them, so
Right.
they ended up closing down that still. But he ran that distillery, and he's from Ann Arbor, this Ari kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Ann Arbor
grew
boy
up-
who went to Michigan State?
he grew up in Ann Arbor, but
Blasphemy. Isn't
yeah, I
it?
know, right? Yeah. But yeah, he grew up in Ann Arbor. I think he still lives there, maybe.
His parents don't talk to him anymore, but
But yeah, right. But
disowned.
so what this guy does, younger guy, but just very well, ton of knowledge in whiskey. And so what they're doing at Whiskey Gypsy is they're sourcing all these brands from not only the U.S. but from overseas too, and they're doing whiskey blends. And it's just kind of it's like a new, fresh take on, non-distiller producers now, right? Because they're not
Yeah.
actually distilling. They're sourcing different barrels from all over the country and the world. Some are scotches, some are bourbons, but hey, some are rye. But now they're taking nobody's thought about like blending a scotch and a bourbon, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Well,
happen that often.
Campfire. High West did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
But other
that's
than
not.
that,
It's
yeah.
not mainstream.
But that, I mean,
Yeah.
no, that's the only mainstream one I could even
Yeah.
name.
And I'm surprised they
Yeah.
didn't patent that after doing the Boo Rye, because like they patented the Boo Rye name. So
Right.
I'm surprised that after they did the campfire,
But
that
they didn't
weren't,
find
like,
some way to kind of protect
putting a
that.
pet.
but
Yeah.
You
Well,
can't protect against
Didn't
all
you
those
say
blends.
you got Whiskey Gypsy coming on the show at some point?
At some point, yeah. So I reached out to him and I was
That's
like,
what I
"There's
thought.
no fucking way that Eric Church and his brand is gonna message me."
I bet.
back.
I bet.
They
Ari-
emailed
I bet
me.
Ari
Yeah,
would
they
come
emailed
on.
back.
Really?
Yeah.
They messaged me back and they were like, email this person and we'll get back to you next week and we'll talk about it. And I was
Well,
like,
thanks to all of our
Hell yeah.
our subscribers out there to our YouTube
Yeah.
and
That
like
and
and
our
subscribe, all that.
sponsors,
Yeah.
But we passed 50,000 views on our
Really?
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep, on our YouTube channel.
up to about
So,
55
yeah.
now. So
Yep.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
We're getting there. We're making progress.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for you guys. That's
Yeah.
sweet.
That's
and,
good.
And in my typical manner,
That's
we'll
great.
just blow past this real quick. Thanks, Harris and Caesars, for being a sponsor. Let's move on.
Oh,
Oh no!
No.
See,
No.
this is what Rob does. Okay, this
No.
is Rob's MO. He teases these big announcements, and then like I forget it was Padron cigars, which is like a big major
account,
brand.
yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm hoping we're gonna get this cigar brand in. He teases it for like 3 shows in a row, and then
Just randomly
the show
talks
goes on.
about
And he
it.
goes, yeah, since we got Padron in, and I'm like,
No,
dude,
I
like,
guess
aren't we
that's a
gonna?
thing.
Are we gonna
do you do that?
announce
Do you do
this?
that on purpose?
No.
No, he just
He forgets
forgets.
to
He
tell you
just
guys.
forgets
I
about
said
it.
we haven't
Exciting
talked about
news.
it.
I
Yeah.
didn't, the first time, as soon as you get that, I feel like you want to
Yeah.
tell all the fellas.
That is the big announcement
Yes.
that we are now sponsored by Harrah's Hoosier Park Casino and horse racing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool.
So it's,
Wow.
Yeah, Rob's had a pretty good relationship with Gene and a couple other guys out at Harrah's. And we
Really
did
good people.
We did an
shout
event
out to my
there
cousin
and-
Craig. He's the
Yeah,
director
shout
of
out, Craig.
non-gaming operations.
Cheers, brother.
there.
Yeah,
So-
Yeah. So we had some good talks with them in the last couple months, and I was able to get them on board with us, and
Gonna start doing a little cross promotion.
yeah.
and
So
it's
the
gonna be a lot
trade
of
was
fun.
they're going to promote us, and we promote them. So they're running ads on their broadcast channel with the Final Third name, and also getting printed in they have race
Their daily
programs
race
Right.
program.
that they
Every
print out
day.
every day from now until November. So you'll see an ad in their
Wow.
program soon. So
So
What a hookup. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for
So-
you guys.
So
That's
thanks to you
sick.
guys. Thanks, Gene, for really, negotiating all that stuff, getting us going, and all the people. I mean, there's probably a good 10 people that we've connected with at Caesars and Harrah's over here in Anderson.
Jacob Reinheimer, shout out, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
I
the
mean,
director of marketing there. so-
Margot was the first one I met. They used to come in here quite a bit. They still do. But all the people over there, thank you guys so much. We're excited about this. Starting next Tuesday, we're going to probably be out there most Tuesdays gambling, on the horses. They start racing on Tuesdays this coming week, and that's one of my days off. So
Yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna-
going.
I'm gonna go over.
Coincidentally, that is my day
It kind
off.
of worked out.
Colin, here's the thing: is Rob for his job, he has to smoke and drink,
Yeah.
and then on his days
What a
off,
horrible
I
thing.
do
on his days
smoke
off,
it
he
for
smokes
fun.
and drinks.
Yeah.
So it's like we can't figure out if he's
No days
working all
off.
the time or if he's off all the time. It's-
He's just that hard of a worker. He's putting in extra
Exactly.
work.
That's what it is.
I am committed.
He's willing
I
to
am committed.
sacrifice.
I am willing to sacrifice for you, Final and Third Nation. So.
So are we still talking about buying a horse? Are we going to do that?
I think we should.
It's up for this year,
We're
but
in the
we should look
process-
into it.
Not
next
buying
year.
a horse, but
I think we
buying
should.
Yeah.
into a horse.
Getting
So-
a
We
horse
need to have the
race?
name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so they
yeah,
have
yeah.
a program, and we've talked about
It's
this,
kind of a
but
cool
it's
program.
pretty wild. So at the beginning of the year, they allow people to buy in and get a piece of the action of owning a horse. $250.
No, it's 500.
It's $250.
It was $250.
No, no,
It was one.
We thought it was
$125.
one-
Okay, so it
Yeah.
doubled.
It's
Okay,
$250.
so it is
It's
$250. then.
$250.
Okay.
So for $250,
Wait,
you
so
get.
you're basically like buying stock in the horse?
Effectively,
or-
pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the
It's a
reason
group buy.
they do it is because you can actually buy a horse that is completely homed with like the trainer and it's somebody's farm, and you can own the horse, and you don't do anything with it.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
You just are in charge of the financials. And so they do this because you get financial statements weekly. Like what was the vet cost? What was the trainer cost? What was, race entry fees and all
Right.
that stuff. And then if at the end of the year the horse made money, then you get your money back plus whatever the profit
Right.
is. And so you get a chance to actually be involved, and you can go back to the barns at the track, and you can like get tours and talk to the trainer, and
No way.
yeah,
Learn
it's
the
all
whole
for
process.
$250.
Is $250 a lot into a horse? Like I feel like
No.
these horses
No,
cost
it's pretty
a
small.
lot,
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I think they're
It's a
usually
small portion.
10 grand, something like
10
that.
on the
Is
At that
cheapest.
level.
it's kind of like an average.
Okay,
Yeah, for the
cool.
harness racing. I mean, I don't know. You get into the thoroughbreds, and they go up to millions of dollars.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
yeah,
because
but-
like, isn't it just to get? I've heard, I don't remember the numbers, ridiculous numbers about just having a horse breed with a
Right.
like a
Yeah.
Kentucky Derby winner or
Yes.
whatever. So
It's a massive investment.
oh yeah,
But this is a way to get involved. I mean, we've got 2 racetracks here in central Indiana. We've got Shelbyville and then Anderson.
right.
And they do both harness racing and thoroughbreds down at Shelbyville. They only do the harness racing up in Anderson at Hoosier Park.
Okay.
But it's a great chance to get involved and kind of see what it's all about. And then if if it ends up being like your passion,
Then
you
you
got
can jump
extra
in.
money, you can jump in and buy
Right.
a horse and
That's
do
fun.
the whole thing.
That's fun.
I'm very
yeah, I'll be
I'll be
passionate
going
about money.
hard as hell cheering for that horse. Like,
So if you want to get in with us, you let us know. We'll do it together.
then I can put that on my resume. Horse owner.
Horse
There
owner.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
a retirement career, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I've effectively owned this horse for around 20 years. I got a whopping $750 into it.
Yes. Yes.
We need
mean,
enough.
it's
We need
amazing.
enough involvement so we can name it Rob's ass.
There you go. Absolutely.
Here it comes.
Yeah. Lisa wants it with Rob's ass.
yeah,
You know.
but it only works
Lisa's
if he
foot,
comes
Rob,
from
come on.
behind though, because here Rob's ass
No,
pulling up
Rob's
the
ass
rear.
is always no. Rob's ass in the
There's-
beginning.
No, yeah.
Right.
Lisa's
They're
foot
always-
coming up Rob's ass.
That's the thing. They're always staring at Rob's ass.
We're 5 furlongs away. We got Lisa's foot coming up Rob's ass.
That was good. That was actually really good.
Jacob, this is my resume, by the way.
Enjoy live harness racing action at Harrah's Hoosier Park, Tuesday through Saturday through November 30th. First post on weeknights is 6:15 p.m. and 7 p.m. on Saturdays. Also enjoy the Hop Bebop concert series to go along with racing on Saturdays with local musical acts live from the Hop Outdoor Recreational Area from 7 to 10 p.m. Admission is free. Harrah's Hoosier Park, premier gaming in the heart of the Midwest.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
So we could do that. Yeah, we could totally do that.
So I did get a text back from Ben. His boy's name is Jax, not Max. I had that wrong.
Jax.
So Jax.
Is that
Jax.
J-A-X?
So shout out to you, Jax.
Absolutely. Shout out.
Yep.
Do you
Shout
know
out
how to
to-
spell that?
Jax.
It's not like
J-A-X.
J-A-U-X-E or something like that?
Nope, just Jax.
J-A-X.
Yeah.
All
I feel
right.
like that was a dig at me. Was that a dig at
It
me?
was a
It
little
was a
bit.
dig.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
a little bit.
How do you pronounce Jax, Mike?
Joe. Okay, so I played soccer with a kid. His name was Owen. He spelled it E-I-J-O-N. He was a Swede.
E-I-J-O-N.
O-N.
Okay.
He
But
said it was
Swede.
pronounced
Okay.
Owen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my little cousin is E-O-G-H-A-N, and that's Owen.
Owen.
Yeah.
So wild.
Yeah. That's
So-
Irish, I think.
So obviously, I mean, being in the ECHL, you got Canadian players, you got European players,
Yeah.
you got these. You ever have some of these guys and like their names, and how do you even chirp at a guy when you're like,
Oh.
how the hell do I even say
right.
his name?
Oh, right. There was a kid on Cincy.
There's like 3 on Cincy
Swedish.
that I had no idea who they were.
Long name. But
Yeah.
it's not like I'm chirping guys by name. I'm not like
Jap-
Kyle, you get out of here.
You're just throwing punches. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
no, but it's funny. I do run my mouth out there. Like I love to get into it. I feel like it's part of my game. I like to run my mouth. Sometimes you got to learn quick that there's guys you don't run your mouth to. So
Yeah.
Since we were talking about viral stuff earlier, do you remember like one of the most viral things of like the early 2000s with the airplane that went missing?
No.
So, and Wave 3, the NBC affiliate in Louisville, ran the story, and most of them did. They were fed poor information on the pilots' names of this airplane.
yes.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
It was Bang Ding Ow,
Bang Ding Ow and,
Holy Fook,
and Long Duck Dong. wasn't
Long
it?
Duck Dong, and We Too Low.
We too low.
how do like the producers like read that? Run it.
This is it.
We just
This
gotta
is
run it right
It's
now.
kind of like Ron Swanson.
Yeah, somebody's
man.
doing the
Yeah.
read through. Are these names actually right?
that's on the screen.
Yep. That was their last. That was
Go
their
fuck
last
yourself,
show.
San Diego.
He's good the papers. Like good show.
That's a good one. Good job, guys.
What happened? Did I really say that?
I'm sorry, Ron. I have to fire you. Yeah, haha, you're fired too.
Well, during the middle of the O.J. Simpson chase, when the police were chasing him, a Howard Stern fan got in onto live like NBC, and Peter Jennings was interviewing him. He's like, "Oh, I see OJ, and he be scared, man. He's slouching down, and it's very tense and stuff in here." And he's like, and he's like, "Mr. Higgins, can you see OJ?" He's like, "Look, man, I see OJ, and he's scared, man. And there's cops thick up in here." and at the very end, he goes, "And a Baba Booey to you all." And then,
my God.
And then Al Michaels jumps on and he's like, "Peter, that was a totally farcical call." And like, it was just, this thing was so viral. It was so funny.
Rest in peace, Juice.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
God.
Gone too soon.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't
Man,
even know where we go from
No,
there.
I don't know that.
I think we need to drink more bourbon. That's all I
yeah,
think of. So.
what did you bring? Is this another Booker's?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
This
little
is the
book,
little
man.
book.
Oh, this is the little book. Heck yeah, I'm
I'll
excited
grab
about that
for
one.
you.
I got to pull my glasses out because it's complicated. Like, and they
Uh-oh.
put it on
Uh-oh.
a tiny little tab. So this
Yeah,
is,
they do a lot of blending with that, right? They got a lot of stuff in there.
this blend is made from the following: 18-year Kentucky Straight Bourbon, high rye; 11-year Kentucky Straight Rye; 7-year Kentucky Straight Rye Malt Whiskey; 5-year 5-year Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey, Kentucky Family Style Char Number 4; 5-year Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey, Pennsylvania Family Style Char Number 1; 5-year Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey, Pennsylvania Family Style Char Number 4; and 4-year Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey.
Wow. So this
So
is
did that
coming
say?
in.
Did that say Pennsylvania style rye?
Yeah.
Okay, so a former boss of mine, his dad actually runs a distillery, and has I think it's like Rebellion Rye or something like that, and I've got a bottle of that. I think I brought it in here once, but there is actually a whole Pennsylvania rye. Like there's a whole
Yeah,
story
there
and
is.
history behind it that's really, really interesting.
And it's a different. It's that Pennsylvania New York rye.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
got a whole different profile to it.
Yep, and it was really good. I wish it was barrel proof because it was only 90, and so for us, we drink a lot of barrel proof. So sorry if we didn't talk about the proofs on these, but I think
They're
we're
high.
like 110 on the first one. The Booker's is probably 130, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, this one's
So these aren't small. Yeah,
this one's 118.2 proof.
118.
So you're welcome to hang out for a few if you
But
want
this-
to. after
need to-
this is all
over.
book
Yeah,
juice, right?
I'm telling you, the camp setup's going to be a lot of fun for you.
So the little book, this is all Beam product, right?
Correct.
So
Well-
it's all their blend. Like it's not like they're sourcing
checking
You
Outside
said
outside.
you said
people tomorrow.
Spodniak's out there, right? Spodniak's going to be
Yeah.
like, hey, Colin, you all right there, buddy? Things going well? Like, this is your gig, man. We're just here for the ride. so what do we need to do?
man.
So I meant
I
to bring
drank
my
heavy for
bottle.
the children.
I had a bottle to share too, but I didn't bring it because it looks like a Hefeweizen.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's that light.
Well,
That's
I had
weird.
a bottle up here. We were going to drink, and they brought some special bottles, but I brought a Joseph Magnus. I had some up here, which is a Michigan brand.
Oh no way! Okay, very
so
cool.
I was going to bring it out, so we can always grab.
I was going
that
to say,
too,
we may
but
still need to grab that.
we can grab that.
We
Yeah.
got time.
We
yeah,
got time.
we got time.
Yeah, we're all right.
We got nothing but time.
We got a lot of time.
Yeah, shout out to my buddy Ari.
Shout out,
Yeah,
Ari.
Not
Ari.
the Michigan
He's a
State
good-
Ari, another Ari that went down to Beam and got this for me.
So speaking of colleges again, so where did you go to college?
I went to Army West Point.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
right.
so tell us about this because you
Yeah, I
said
meant to
you're under
ask.
contract. You've talked about this a couple times, but we don't know the details.
Okay,
Are you
yeah,
reserve
sorry.
or-
So when you go to West Point, you are going, as in I'm going into the Army. So like everybody knows.
But you
that.
don't
It's
just
not-
get into West Point.
right. It's hard. It's
Yeah.
really hard. It's a great school, great
Are
academics.
you technically a 2LT right now?
I'll share that in a minute.
Okay.
So it's yeah, very 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 difficult school to get into. I got in because I played hockey. That flew me in. Got me my academics they waived that to get me in. So you need like a 30-something, 33 ACT to get in there. I had like a 24. So so I flew. Which it's been
America's
a cool,
finest,
that's
right here,
Bre-
Colin
best
Bilek.
and brightest, best and brightest.
I got
So,
an 18, so
So first time I took it, I think I got an 18. So, but I ended up going to West Point, and you get 2 years. So once you get the first 2 years, it's free education, free everything. Granted, it's zero fun. Like it's a military academy. Like you go to basic training as soon as you get there, which is 7 weeks, and then every summer you have some form of military training.
And you're doing PT every day. And...
So I'd say like a normal student, yes. If you are an athlete, you are responsible to go to practice every day.
Right.
So we would have practice. I would be in class, no joke, class would start at like 6:50 or 7, and I'd be in class till my freshman year. I was in class till 3. Practice was at 3:30. I'd probably get out of the rink by like 7.
I mean, you're a pro athlete, so I'm thinking like PT, yeah, it's tough, and basic is tough.
Yeah,
but you're an athlete.
Not.
I mean, you do it
yes.
like this is what
it's
you
more.
do.
It's more mentally. It's more mentally difficult than it is physically. Like if you're in relatively athletic shape, it's not a breeze, but it's very, very manageable. So as soon as you do your first 2 years, you can choose the option to leave. So you're not locked into military service, but as soon as you go to school or a class your junior year, you are now locked in for 5 years active duty military service. So while I was there, it's Division I athletics, every sport there. So we played a Division I schedule, and I had a good Division I career to the point where I was getting some pro interest starting my junior year, and the school. I mean, I wasn't like I wasn't pursuing it. I was pushing, saying, "Hey, I would really love the opportunity to go play professional hockey." So they granted me the opportunity as long as I could prove to them that I had a professional contract. So they said, "Hey, we will enlist you in the inactive reserve. We won't commission you as a second lieutenant. And then once you come back from playing, you can commission as a second lieutenant, and then you'll pay us back your 5 years serving once you're done playing professionally." So they cut me a really cool deal. They're not doing it anymore. There was a small gap of like three years, I think, that they were letting people do it. So it was pretty cool because I was right in the sweet spot. They weren't letting people before I got there go, and then they let 3 years, which it just luckily for me that they allowed me to go play, and then now they're not letting anybody else go. So they basically every year I just have to send the military my contract, prove to them that there's either a professional interest or I am currently signed with a professional team, and they say, "Okay, you're good for another year. We will reevaluate your situation come next year." So I don't know when they'll ever say, "Hey, you got to come back." Granted, you know what? It's not like I'm ever going to get out of the 5 years that I owe them. So that comes in to play every year for me. I'm like, hey, do I want to play another year, or should I start my military career? But you know what? I'm still young, and I said I'm going to play until they tell me I can't play anymore. So I'm just keep playing.
So is it like 5 years of like active duty?
Active duty.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So right now I'm in the inactive reserve, but it doesn't count anything towards my military obligation. I don't do anything for the military right now. I just
you don't do 2 weeks or any of that.
Nope, I don't do any
stuff.
Guard stuff, like any guard or reserve stuff. I don't do. I mean, granted, every year I send in, which I love to do. That's the great thing about Indy. It's a great state that loves the military, so it makes it easy for me to I got to meet with a ton of veterans this year, especially people who are involved with the fuel. Sit down with them, hear their story, tell them my story.
That's where I met you, was with Albert Winks.
Yep, I remember that. I remember that.
Hung out with you. You were very gracious to come after you guys won. That was
great. I think it was
great.
the last game of the year or something like that.
It was the last game of the year. Yeah.
But yeah, so they've been really cool about it, and I send a lot of it's like media. The military pretty much says, hey, you know what, this could be good for us. We can get younger kids say like, hey, we have professional athletes that serve in the military. Right. So it makes maybe it makes a handful of kids from a high school want to enlist or go the military route. So, or go to West Point.
Well, I think there's a lot of people, I think a lot of people don't realize like who has come from the military, who has gone to the military. There's a lot of pro athletes that go that route.
Oh, yeah.
After their contracts are up or have started there.
A lot of great
or
Patriots
actors
that want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, there's, Rob Riggle. It's a huge military dude before he got into acting. that's crazy.
It's cool.
Yeah, there's a bunch of big whiskey brands now. Horse Soldier, the guys that run that were the part of the first 12 that, after the September 11th attacks, they were part of that SEAL
I think
team.
I read about that.
Yeah, so like we got to meet them. Like, there's a lot of people that went the military route.
Yeah,
so.
Pat Tillman. I mean, everybody knows.
Yeah.
God rest
Yeah.
his soul.
Yeah.
Well, and then like our friend down the road here that runs Maduro on Maine, Larry, he's
Larry
a huge
Carnage.
supporter of Cigars for Warriors.
Yep.
So
It's-
anytime you go in there, you can buy cigars and put it in a box, and he sends them out to the
How
troops.
great is that? Like
Yep.
these people are they. It's not that they don't understand how important it is, but and I'm not speaking as if I have a ton of military experience. I went to a military academy, so I lived and breathed it for 4 years.
That sounds like your military family.
I do come from a military family. Both my brothers and my dad are all Air Force pilots. They fly A-10s.
Hell yeah.
They do
Wow.
some really
favorite
badass stuff.
plane.
They do some really badass stuff.
All you can
so-
think when you hear A10 is brr.
Yeah, it's too funny
Yeah.
to
Well,
say that. It's
yeah.
a big saying.
That's
is.
a good segue.
That's a good segue.
Yeah,
'cause
tell us
we're-
about it.
We're actually going to be doing a barrel pick at Starlight with Garrett Lynette and Dan Kidd and Mike and I and Eric Jansen. And there's another guy, I can't remember his name. We're doing a pick, and then basically the money is going, all the proceeds are going to go towards, I can't remember his name.
I'll look it up. I want to pull it up. Yeah.
Look it up and actually talk about it. But it's actually going to be going towards this this mission that they're doing. And that's one thing we find a lot. We actually partner with Dirk Fence. He's with Indiana Bourbon on Instagram. He's a police officer, a SWAT officer, and he raises money and gives all this money to fallen officers' families. So when an officer falls, the family gets a $10,000 check.
That's
It's
unbelievable.
like you use it for whatever the hell you need to.
Right.
You're going through a
No
lot.
questions asked.
No
Right.
questions asked.
Yeah.
If
Like,
you
you
need
got to
a
get away
vacation to get away,
vacations,
go.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
need bills to pay, whatever. And that's the whole goal is and that's one thing we like to do is we like to promote that and actually help out as much as we can with that.
Yeah, so
And
this
we're going
this,
to Old
this-
55 in July.
Yeah, we'll be there July 20th.
And it's a big fundraiser for that event. It's Into Watch Legacy Fund.
Shout out to the
So,
Fuel, because the Fuel's
Shout
been
out
a
to Fuel.
they
do a
do,
lot.
Fuel's been a big supporter of Indiana Bourbon.
Yes,
and
they
Yeah.
are.
The Into Watch Legacy Fund.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had
man.
there was a night that they did that. They had him out there for that as well. So
That's very cool. That
Yeah.
it's even just so chilling to hear you guys talk about it and how supportive people like yourselves are of our military and
Yeah.
people who are doing whatever they can with their own businesses to reach out. Granted, does it look it's so cool to have people that are like that because you know what? I try to like walk a line because I am technically in the military, but I haven't served my part yet. So I don't know. Granted, all the guys I graduated with that I played hockey with, I talk to them every single day. We have a group chat. All my buddies are getting married. We're all getting together. And I know exactly what they're going. Not exactly what they're going through, but from what they tell me. And you know what? I got to shadow some lieutenants while I was at school too for a month when I was a junior. But what these guys go through and what they do is, especially even my brothers and my dad, it's you know what? Like I like to say, I am from a very patriotic family. My family takes great pride in serving, which anybody who serves should.
Yes.
And especially this great state of Indiana, the amount of support that even just the fuel and the fans and the people who they do a whole night that is dedicated to bringing in organizations that support veterans.
Right.
It is so cool. I mean, granted, I played in Canada last year, so it's not like they're trying to do much to support the American military. Granted, they're teammates. They are teammates, but but it's just it's phenomenal. It's really cool to see it out there because there are a lot of people out there that maybe don't truly support the military and
And they should.
Well,
So-
They
that's-
should.
I mean, there's
that's
a
for
reason.
damn sure.
You know what? There's a reason that they can act that way and not support
Exactly.
it. It's because of those people.
Exactly.
Right.
exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so two things. What are you doing July 3rd?
July 3rd. I might be up north with my fiance's family, but
All right.
Why, what are you doing on July 3rd?
Oh, we're
Wait.
going to Scotty D's house.
I'm pretty sure your fiance wants to come down and hang out with us.
Yeah.
I do have a little bit of an Independence Day
I
party.
mean, she just texted me.
Really?
She said she's ready to come down.
Yeah.
We-
All right.
Look, we only have like 200 to 300 people at my house.
No way.
Yeah, and
that is too cool.
I do a 40. Not I.
That
My
sounds a
wife
little bit
and
more
I.
like a little party.
I absolutely have to give big credit to my wife Janelle, who's sitting here live, because she supports this. I'm a
She can't
a
not
huge
listen to this one.
patriot.
Hey.
I've always been, just really, really proud to live in what I consider the greatest country in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
100%,
And
100%.
I look at Independence Day. I never call it July 4th. You'll always hear me say Independence Day. I take it very seriously. I think we lost.
Oh, what happened?
I think we lost a mic there.
Your cable on your mic.
Let me.
Yeah, give that a nice little touch.
Oh, there it is. I heard it click.
Check.
Gotcha,
There you go.
gotcha.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
That was a commercial break.
That one is a little
Okay.
touchy.
But yeah, so big party, and of course you're welcome if you.
Well,
if
I
you happen
very
to be
much
down in
appreciate
Central
the
Indiana,
invitation.
then
Thanks,
yeah,
guys. No, that'd
absolutely.
be great.
So we used to. Oh, go ahead.
No, but we do a wiffle ball tournament.
Oh, no way.
Yes, because I wouldn't suggest that you play.
Oh, he'll crush him.
No,
What are you
I
talking
know.
about?
No, look, the problem is I've had people get injured out there, and the last thing I want is the Indy Fuel going like, I got friends that are fans as well. If they find out they're like, you're over at my place and
Felix
you
out
get
6
hurt.
to 8.
Yeah.
Injury.
That wouldn't be good.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do call it, because this is Indiana, so we do call it the Washington Wiffle Ball Tournament.
Oh no way!
Yes, for our first president, George Washington,
Washington,
as we
yeah,
say
yeah.
in Indiana.
Oh yeah.
Yep, but
Washington. That's very
it's a
cool.
lot of fun, and always look forward to it every year.
Okay.
So
that's great.
So being up where you are, we used to do camping up there on 4th of July, up in around Kalamazoo.
Yep.
And you ever heard of a little village called Schoolcraft?
Yeah, of course.
You ever been to their fireworks show?
I have not.
Fucking amazing.
Really?
I mean, they put so much out there. To this day, I've seen stuff off of the Chicago Towers, Indianapolis, all there. Nothing like it.
Really?
This dude puts on a 45-minute show at his
no.
house, and it's all electronic, all to music.
I did
Really?
my own soundtrack.
You do
his
your.
house.
Oh, okay.
So I did
Yeah.
my own soundtrack, and I actually put like little snippets of speeches, like famous speeches in it.
Oh, yeah.
In American
What
history,
you need
yeah.
to do is get the whole high school out there, and then when you're doing it, everybody will be so fired up. They're like, "I'm going to enlist right now."
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good call. Yep.
That's a good call, yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, actually, one of my favorite parts, and I didn't even realize until after I kind of put the whole soundtrack together. I have Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech,
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
and it leads right into "America the Beautiful."
It's
And it's just
chilling.
it
It's
is
chilling.
completely chilling.
Oh,
Like
that's
just
awesome.
giving that, and then it just that organ comes in and Ray Charles' voice, and man, it's just a great
It is.
experience, and I'm so happy that I have so many friends, and I let them invite their friends. And,
Oh, that is too cool.
Yep, it's
a good time.
big deal.
That
So
is-
another question: Do you ever go out to the racetrack during month of May?
what, like the Michigan Motor Speedway?
No,
Michigan.
the racetrack.
The racetrack, Indianapolis.
Sorry.
Check out the
Not-
tattoo
Not
again.
whatever you're talking about.
Yeah, what
I'm
are you
talking
talking
about the racetrack.
I have played in Indy for probably a combined, I don't know, 15 months.
Yeah.
And I've never been out.
Okay.
I've never
Okay,
been
so
out to-
Standing-
2025.
standing invite.
So the reason I got this tattoo, I have now been to 23 consecutive Indianapolis 500s. Okay.
That is too cool.
I mean, I love the Indy Fuel and I love going to the games, but my heart really lies at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Hell yeah.
And it's
And-
not just race day.
It's not, no, I'm there the whole month.
It's the whole month.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, I get a badge, the bronze badge, so I can go in every single day that they have any kind of activity going on. I'm out there for all the practices, for all the qualifying. I started taking my oldest daughter when she was 3. My wife says 4. It was 3, I'm telling you. So she's been out there her entire life. And she's on, I don't know, year 10 or 11 of going to the race. So it's
That is
you know,
so badass. That's
I just
awesome.
built that as a family tradition, but
Heck yeah.
but we start
What's more American than going to watch some cars race? Like,
exactly. And of course,
yeah.
you know, it's Memorial Day weekend, and I don't know if you've watched all the festivities or watched the race on TV, but you know what they do for the troops and how they honor America it's one of the number one things that they do.
right.
Right.
That's
and
awesome.
It's really incredible. Actually, the guy who plays taps on the bugle, he comes in here.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
No
He's part of the
way.
Indiana Guard
Okay,
band.
that's great.
And he plays on national TV and plays taps and does a great job every year. And, you know, the national anthem, it's like people still, you can see some of them are kind of talking or whatever and stuff. When they play taps, the concession stands under the stands, the workers stop.
Yeah.
Everybody stops.
That's great.
And they just
That is
all
too
stop
cool.
for the 60 seconds that it takes to remember those that did make the ultimate sacrifice. I mean, 400 and some odd thousand people, and you can hear a pin drop.
That is the coolest thing ever. When I played in Canada, that was something I would always tell. It's not like all the guys knew that I had came from the military academy. So when we played, when they would play the anthem, it's not like I'm barking at guys, hey, stand still, or whatever. That was what we did at school. Like, you weren't allowed to move during the anthem.
Yep.
Right.
Which that's just a military thing.
It is.
But
I
when
think
they
that should just be an American
It should
thing.
be an American
yeah.
thing.
And you know
Yeah.
what? Like, when they would play the anthem, granted they were double antheming it. I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
antheming.
Yeah,
It would
yeah.
be Canadian, or it'd be the American, then the Canadian.
Right.
But even during both anthems,
Yeah.
everybody be, concession stand. Nobody would stop up and down the aisle and stuff. I'm like, so I'll tell the guys, I'm like, is that not a thing here? Like back,
It kinda pisses me off,
back
actually.
in the States, like, when the anthem's playing, you stand still.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't.
Yep.
It's a minute 25 of your time. Like, just stand still and show a little respect. Like, it goes a long way.
I
So-
talk about
does.
that like during the playoff now, the Stanley Cup right now. When they sing the Canadian anthem, everyone sings.
The Canadians all
sings,
sing.
It
everyone
is cool.
Yeah.
I
And
think
the
it's
Americans
cool.
and the Americans try to keep up, but they don't do it. And it's like, what the hell?
Well,
Right.
I do think I thought about that because you've talked about that before.
just kinda
I think
irritates
what
me.
it is that a lot of the Canadians, when like whoever's singing the anthem, they just sing it. Like they just sing
Yes.
it straight, and it's become such an artistic thing. The artist
I'm
is going to
right
put
there
their
with
version.
you.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't sing with that, right? And so it kind of, I feel like it
I
kind of,
think the Canadian anthem might be a little easier to sing.
they definitely
I
is
think
a
might
little
be.
easier.
I think that might be it.
It might
I don't
be.
know. Like, it's cool. I guess it kind of depends on what like state and fans are there. Because
Yeah.
I wonder when they do the anthem at like the Indy 500. Like, do they do they have?
Oh yeah,
the
they
anthem?
absolutely do. Yeah, yeah. They do "America the Beautiful." They do
they
the
gotta be doing
anthem.
the
They do a bunch.
craziest-
Yeah,
Indiana.
yeah.
Yep.
They do a bunch, and of course the Purdue band is down there, and they
Right.
do a lot of songs that are very patriotic songs. So it's
Yeah.
There's the whole day is just immersed in patriotism.
And
Yeah.
I hate to sound like an idiot because I've actually never been to a race, but I didn't know that that like NASCAR racing was bring your own beer. Is that
Yeah,
true?
so this is
Even with
this
the-
is
yeah.
IndyCar
500 too. Yeah.
versus NASCAR.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter because at IMS it's always bring your own beer.
Really?
Yes. Now you can
I mean,
buy
you
beer
can
there,
buy it.
Right.
but you got to remember there's over 400,000 people.
Yeah, right,
They
right,
can't
right.
put enough concessions and enough workers out there.
Right.
Like they had the rain delay this year. Okay, so the race was 4 hours late. They sold out. They sold out of food. They sold out of beer. They sold out of everything.
Really?
The concession stands were empty because you had, some people waited to come in. So they think there's about 150 to 200,000 fans that were in the track during that 4 hour delay because they let you leave. So a bunch of people went out to their cars. We went back out to my campsite
Right.
and then went back in. But you got a couple 100,000 people that are just sitting there under the stands while there's lightning going on.
Right.
What are they going to do?
Right, right.
Eating, so they're buying food, they're drinking.
Drink.
Yeah, it was probably a little bit more drunk than most years
That's
because
true.
the race starts at noon and you're
Right.
like by
Got
3
4
o'clock you're
hours
done.
of-
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Got
so
guys
it's
sleeping in the stands.
Yeah.
there's a lot of people passed out.
Yeah.
They usually have to drag a few people like because they're just completely out and can't even walk.
I bet the cleanup after that has got to be crazy.
It's
Oh, it's
bonkers,
2-3
but they're
days.
really, really fast. You'd be shocked.
Really?
Yeah, you'd be very surprised. They bring in groups that are nonprofits, and
that's cool.
they work it, and then they get all the funds donated to their nonprofit.
Oh, okay, very
So
cool.
all the concession stands are run by volunteers. All the cleanup is done with volunteers. Like it's all 100% volunteers that are getting money for their organization.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
yeah,
And
but
you wouldn't believe the shit they find.
right.
Oh, my
I
gosh.
know.
But I will
It's
say,
crazy.
if you I mean, if the season gets that late, which we'd really love
Yes,
to have the
yes.
season getting that late, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But definitely if you're still in the area,
Yeah,
I camp down there starting Thursday morning, and Friday is carb day. This year we did a live show from
Yeah.
the campground.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's sweet.
So we
if
did
you're
that.
around, I'll hit you
Hey,
up.
you know
We'll try
what?
and
I
get
live
out.
3.5 hours away, and the team was last year was trying to get a few of us to come down that lived, I mean, semi nearby. 3.5 hours ain't bad. I drive
Yeah.
that on
Yep.
the weekend to go do stuff. But to come down to watch the Indy 500 and everything. So
It's
you
a
kidding me?
blast,
Carb,
man.
That's
Come
Carb
hang
Day
out,
was
man.
a lot
So
of
much
fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Carb
this
Day is
year.
a little bit different than race day. Race day is
It is.
is kind of a whole pageantry and
Right.
everything associated. Carb Day is just a party day.
What's the
It
what's the lot you're in?
Lot 6.
Lot
So-
six. It's right across.
Scott and Janelle are clearly, without doubt, the mayor and the first lady of Lot 6.
Oh, 100%. Oh,
Everybody
God, yeah.
comes up and everyone knows everybody.
Oh,
They
that's
all
too
know these
cool.
two.
It's just a
They
small
all
little
come in.
community.
It
Yeah.
was so
It is.
crazy.
That's cute.
Like,
Yeah, it's all our friends that get together
Yeah.
one time a year
Yeah.
just for race
from
weekend.
all over the
Yeah.
country.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
too cool.
Yeah, we got people that are coming from all over the Midwest, and then some that come even further. They're all 50 states
Oh,
represented.
that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I think they said on average they have about 27 countries and all 50 states represented
Oh,
by
that's awesome.
ticket holders every
Yeah.
year.
Sweet.
And we got a lot of them in our
Yeah.
campsite. So yeah, about
And I will
400
tell
spots.
you,
And yeah.
their campsite treats you right. I mean, they feed you. Of course, you have drinks. You will have to suck some
Eagle Rare
out of a
off the big
bottle.
bottle because that's the
the entry
prerequisite to get into the campground. But
Yep.
it's
yep.
great.
That's
but-
if you come to my campsite, you have to take a drink off the bottle.
yeah, yeah.
That's
And then
just the
then he's-
rule.
And
It
then he's
is.
got this like Mexican mission bell you have to ring.
Yeah,
Yes.
I will
yes.
say, I will
Sweet.
say, get there early. You don't want to get there later when the floaties are going in the bottom.
Yeah, if you get down to the last 2 or 3 inches, it's
Oh, no. You're just putting your lips up to it
Yeah,
like you're touching your lips. And
Don't look at the bottle. Just close
No.
your eyes.
I will say,
Honestly,
the bottle
when you're
didn't
down to
last
that-
long though.
no, it
this
did.
year.
It went all the way to the evening.
Hell, even
Yeah,
the big
Saturday
Sazerac
evening.
bottle was gone before we got back to the campground.
It was, but that Eagle Rare, like it got put off to the side, and it hit. I don't know. It was like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and somebody goes,
Let's
"Hey, aren't
kill
we
it."
supposed to kill this today?" And I'm like, "Yes, we are."
Yeah, take a
Shit.
hit of it.
Yeah, there's like 7 or 8 of us still left out there passing around that bottle. and-
Oh,
it went south in a hurry.
So
Yeah,
it's
it's a
funny you were
great
talking
time.
about having high schoolers and lists and all this other stuff. So one of my when I was employed jobs was in Kentucky. I worked
was
for
employed.
I worked for Fort Knox as a contractor.
Oh, sweet.
And I filmed for USAREC for the recruiting command. We filmed the videos, like the MOS videos that they would show to like those college
No
kids or high school kids.
way.
Yeah. So we'd travel all over the country, go to all the military bases, and we would touch on every MOS and film a video that was like
Yeah.
related to that.
That's
MOS.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like seriously, that stuff, like the marketing to get people to enlist is granted, is it all fully like is everything you're showing in the video? It's supposed to make you like feel patriotic, like, yo, I want to go do this. Like there's some, I mean, the Army, granted, there's a lot of stuff that you got to suck up. Like there's some stuff that, you kidding me? I mean, with every job, but with the Army, like there's plenty of stuff that, man, this sucks. I don't want to spend however many days out in the field sleeping in the rain or whatever, but I get to shoot this huge weaponry and huge
Yeah.
field artillery.
Yeah,
Like, I'll be
that
a
was
field
one of the
artillery
coolest
officer.
videos
Like,
we did was for like special ops.
and that's real. Like
Yeah.
that stuff is like these people really get to do this stuff, and you can do some badass stuff.
Yeah.
And when like even though again like I'm technically in, when I see what my brothers are doing, like I just went to my younger brother Liam. He just graduated from pilot training, so he's officially a pilot now.
Congratulations,
He's
Liam.
getting,
Heck
yes.
Yeah,
And
shout
he's about to go to learn how to fly the A-10 now.
Oh,
And
wow.
but they're showing the video at his graduation of like how of all these jets doing the most badass stuff, and I'm like, dude, I'm telling my dad, I'm like, man, I want to go back. Like, I feel like I need to get back. Like it looks so badass. And he's just like, yeah, it is, man. Like what people get to do in the military is a lot of badass stuff. Granted, do you got to suck it up a lot of the time? Yeah, there's plenty of stuff that you don't want to do, and that's really hard. But you get the craziest cool stories about, even stuff I just did at school, like shooting. It felt like I was playing, like during the summers, it felt like you were just playing Call of Duty. Like you're shooting big, grenade launchers and RPG or AT4s, which are huge bazookas, and shooting like 240 machine guns. Like I bet you recorded all that stuff. Like
so I do have to ask. Stuff. I mean, family of Air Force.
Oh, it's too funny
you went Army.
I had an opportunity to go play at the Air Force Academy, but I told my dad. I said, I don't.
Did he cry?
No, you know what? He didn't care. He didn't care, and I think he maybe wanted me to go to West Point, but he didn't care. I said my brothers, they wanted to fly so bad, like I wanted to play Division I college hockey. Yeah. So I told my brothers, I'm like, I don't want to go to Air Force just because you guys are in the Air Force, because that's your guys' dream. Like my dream is to play Division I college hockey, and it's been my dream since I was so young. And it just I don't want to do something just because you guys are doing it. Like I'm not as passionate about flying than that like you guys are. So I'm gonna go to West Point. Granted, to be honest with you, the only reason I went to West Point, I tell this to the coaching staff all the time, was because the only two Division I offers I had were from military academies. So, and I was saying, I'm like, if the only way I get to play Division I is to go to a military academy, then I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So I did it, and you know what? God had a plan for me, because I am so glad I did. Granted, it was hard, but I'm so glad I did it, and the relationships I've built, and I was supposed to be there. So it ended up working out great for me, and I get to chase my dream while also getting to fulfill another avenue of my life that I'm really excited about. So
that's awesome.
So are you the only hockey player in your family?
Both my brothers grew up playing, but they both hung it up in high school.
Gotcha. Okay.
So real quick, I found the post.
Thank you.
The partnership is with Mission 22. Staff Sergeant Ryan Pritt. He passed away 3 years ago. Served in the Air Force, and he was a loader for the A-10 Warthogs.
No way.
Yeah, so he would load stuff.
Oh, that's badass. That's
so
really
we're doing
badass.
the barrel pick on behalf of Mission 22, and all the proceeds are going to go to that.
That would
you guys
be a
are awesome.
very, very hard job. Have you seen what those things shoot?
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
That's some heavy weaponry.
Oh, my goodness.
Badass. Oh,
we got an A-10 bullet that gets shot out of the
cannon.
The cannon, legit cannon. It's so, like you said, like
It's bigger than a 50 cal.
Yeah.
It's
huge.
It's this big. It's like 12
really
inches
30
large.
millimeter or something like that.
Oh,
it's bigger
too
than that.
cool.
Yeah.
It's too cool. And my brother's son, he's got a pretty cool TikTok following actually. So, but he's always posting
Shout
videos.
It out. What is it?
It's I think it's SB Coco. COKO is how you spell it. But he's got a cool TikTok following of how to of all the videos of him blowing crazy stuff up, like
Hell
him just hitting the range, using the turret on it. Like it literally is a turret attached to that thing. So he's always joking. It's like people who fly the A-10 are always saying it's just a gun that has a plane attached to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know. Like the military, they've been trying to get rid of the A-10 for.
It's too
like
funny.
2
My
decades.
family were just talking about that last weekend because my brother is graduating, and it takes 6 to 8 months to get through I don't know what the actual terminology is for A-10 school. I think it's called B course, but so he's got to go to school to learn how to fly the A-10, but his unit is like, hey, by the time you graduate, the A-10 might be gone, so you might maybe we'll put you in a different aircraft.
But they've been saying that.
Oh, for like 20 years.
Yeah, at least 20 years.
I mean, come on.
They like came out with the Raptor. They came out with all these different jets that were supposed to replace the A-10.
Yeah.
The A-10 is cheap compared to everything else.
How do you know so much about this? It's crazy.
I don't know. I get into things, and I just,
they do training.
I can spend 10 hours on Wikipedia.
But I mean, come on, think about that. That plane comes over in enemy territory, and you hear that. That
Oh,
puts
yeah.
fear to
Oh,
everybody.
my brothers say
It
that
would
all the
scare the
time because
shit
they
out of
like
me.
they
Yeah.
initially like they fly over where they're about to drop everything, then they circle back because they go and look at it first. They do a whole loop, and then my brothers are always like, "Yep, you know when they do that, they all start running, yeah, right back there."
So they do training. I live in New Pal. It's about 30 minutes south of here, I guess. They do training at the base here with the warthogs, and like the month I moved into my house, the fucking house shook.
Oh, it's so loud.
Oh, they
Oh,
fly
yeah.
over here too.
Yeah, they were like
they come all the way up
300
here.
feet.
Yeah,
I think they
Super
have them
loud.
in Fort Wayne.
Yeah, they're
They
in
do,
Fort
yeah.
Wayne. Yep.
That's the training ground.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they fly all the way out here, and they'll do a circle back to Fort Wayne.
Oh, it's
And so you see 5 or 6 of them flying over your house.
I
You're
was
like,
gonna
oh
say,
my
I wonder
God,
if they go.
that's fucking cool.
I know.
wonder if they do,
and
like-
I'll imagine. I bet the people in wherever the jets are deployed to. Imagine when they're flying over, they're not thinking, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Oh,
shit,
we're gonna die.
Take cover.
Yeah, it is kind of one of those things when you see it fly over your house and you're like, "That's amazing and scary."
Oh,
like
yeah.
absolutely frightening because you just know what they can do. Like
Oh, it's
Yeah.
too cool.
you're like, I got a nice house and all this. This house could be gone
Yeah.
in about a tenth of a second. It's just
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, my brothers are badasses. It's too cool. And you're not the first person. I'm like, didn't you want to fly those? And I'm like, I don't know I'm not a big heights guy, and my 2 brothers are the biggest. Like they wanted it so bad.
Hey, you're flying on the ice, man.
That's
Throw
right. You
seats
know
around.
what?
Pretty much
And
every
shoulder
sport,
checking a guy into the boards. That's
say
it may
pretty
not be the
much-
same as firing the cannon, but hell, it still seems like a pretty good time.
Right.
Pretty much every sport that comes on TV here, I say, this sport would be way better if there were penalty boxes, ice, and sticks.
And fighting.
And visors.
It's like
We want
well,
to see people's teeth get knocked
yeah,
out.
just come on, man, come on.
Man, I forget which fight it was towards the beginning of this last season. I'm pretty sure it was this season. Down on the fuel bench side, and somebody got hit hard, and they bled all
Was
over
it
the ice.
during playoffs?
No, it was at the
No.
beginning of the season. It was either the beginning of the season or last the year before. I don't remember.
Was that when we
but
were
there was
sitting
like
on the glass?
there was a pool of blood, and the 2 girls that go out and do the shovel work, they're out there trying to scrape
Yeah.
the
Scrape
blood
it.
off.
I think I saw the
and-
one during playoffs when Andrew Perrott, we call him Perry.
Yeah.
he fought Laviolette on Wheeling, and he hit
Fuck
Laviolette.
that guy.
Fuck me.
He hit his
Laviolette.
head. He hit his head on the ice.
Yes, I
and
do
it was-
remember that.
oh,
He
yeah,
cut a
lot
bad
of
cut.
blood.
Yep, that was.
That was
I
a
do
lot of
remember
blood.
that. Yep, that's pretty
Yeah.
brutal, man. You see that stuff going on. It's a lot of fun for us fans.
So yeah.
Sorry.
So
Sorry,
who,
Parad,
who
but
do you
that
have?
was-
Who do you have tomorrow night?
I have Edmonton. I mean, how do you?
How you not?
They are just
Yep.
on a roll, and I just when you're humming like that, they got to be coming in with a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Florida's gripping it because they could be on the
Yeah.
worst end of probably the craziest hockey
Yep.
or Stanley Cup final in
I
history.
picked Florida before the playoffs started.
You did?
I did.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
you didn't put any money on it. 'Cause
No,
they are,
I didn't. But my cousin's husband texted me, "Hey, who do you like?" And I said, "Florida all the way."
So we put money on
So he
it.
had money on it.
So
and-
he was probably jumping for joy.
Oh
when
yeah,
they-
he
yeah,
texted
really?
me after game 3. He was like, "Dude, you crushed it with this Florida call." He texted me the other night when they lost 5-1, and he's like, "Oh man, this isn't looking so good."
Hey, I won $100 on that game. So
Hell yeah.
yeah.
I win most of my money on hockey bets.
yeah,
so.
Mr. Newgarden over there.
I can't. I used to. I'd never gamble on hockey. Never have. But I used to like to poke around and like bet on football and stuff. But I just don't know how people can gamble on hockey. It's so unpredictable.
It
so
is.
unpredictable.
So I've won
Yeah.
most of my money on period bets.
oh, like what? Over
Scoring?
Over? Yeah. Oh, I used
Yeah, so I've won a lot of my money this year on 0-0 first period because it's like the longest odds ever. So like $5 on the first period of 2 games ago was like $25 or something. So like,
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's nothing to you waste
it
$5.
keeps the game
whatever.
interesting regardless.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for you, I mean, even for football. I mean, granted, I play fantasy football and stuff, so it's a ton of fun regardless. But even if you just have a bet like I don't know on the over for the half or something, I'm like, on the edge of my seat the entire time. People are saying stuff to me. I'm just like, shut up. I got to watch this. I got to see if this guy hits this field goal.
Okay.
from
I'm always a
70
first
yards.
score kind of guy. Like I
Yeah,
want to.
I
I
do,
bet the
yeah,
first
oh,
score
yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
I do a lot of parlays. So.
Yeah, you're
He
better
kills the
parlays
parlay.
than
What,
me,
like the
man.
10 leg parlay, $1 to win.
Dude, I'm telling you what, I put $50 in, and in one weekend I won 300 on one parlay and 350 on the other, and it basically just funded me for the whole season. It was great.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah.
I'm just hoping for one parlay for this last game to fund next season. So we're almost there.
I've got
Okay,
I've got a crazy parlay though. It was two wins. So it was like Edmonton to win one game, Florida to win another game, and then it was the Super Bowl winner of 2025. Any other team that wasn't named on whatever it was, and it was like a $5 bet, and the payout was like $1,700.
Yeah.
So like I got the first two because like, Florida won the first game.
Yeah.
Of that, when I bet at the
Right.
time, and then the Oilers won the next game. So now I'm just waiting on any of the other teams that weren't like the 5 named to pull through.
So
And it was like a $1,700
That's a
bet.
good segue. So you're obviously a kneecap biting fan, right? You're
Oh, are you
yeah,
kidding
so,
me?
So you're a Lions fan. Okay. So what do you think they're going to do this year?
Gosh,
They got a hell of a team.
oh my gosh. I love Dan Campbell. How
How
can
can you not?
I said, I
He's the-
want to play for that guy.
He's the coach O of the pros.
Oh, man.
He's the man. It's so cool. It's just too cool to hear him as like just an athlete. You're like, wow. Granted,
wanna play for
I
that
played for
guy.
some great coaches, and you just want to be like, God, I want to play for that guy.
Yeah.
I wish he was a hockey coach. I want to play for him. He just cares. You can just. I know you guys watch Hard Knocks on him
Oh yeah.
because it is
Yep.
too cool. He just cares about his guys so much, and
Yeah.
But no, I mean, huge Lions fan. I don't know. I mean, pretty. I am a little upset with. I mean, granted, he gets us to the play. His first year, I think they go like 3 or 4 and what is it, 13, and then takes them to the playoffs, and now we went to the we're one game shy of the almost said
see.
Stanley Cup, but
Yeah.
one game shy of the Super Bowl.
I mean, Stanley Cup is the
Yeah.
only one that matters.
Yeah, same
But,
thing.
I
Same thing.
mean, really cool. It's just as a Detroit sports fan, it's. I mean, it's been the longest time that anybody's actually had to give a shit about the Lions. So it's cool to have them talked about but granted, I am a huge football fan. I would just like I said, I love watching hockey. It'd be great to see the Wings get back in a cup race because I think the Stanley Cup is the hardest trophy to win in all professional
Yeah.
sports.
I'm
So-
just hoping for another Wings and Avalanche.
Oh yeah,
That
we
would
need a
be fun.
feud. We need
That
a
would
feud.
be fun.
we
We need
that.
some blood on the ice.
There you go.
Did you ever see that documentary on the? It was
Yes.
geared for Detroit, but the first 3/4 of it was how our
What's it called again?
Avalanche-
Because they interviewed like Chelios and
Yeah.
McCarty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they had Lemieux and
Yep, I've
guy-
seen
and I
that.
can't remember what's the guy
I
from.
don't know why I can't remember.
He was
it.
my hero.
Yeah.
What do you, Mario Lemieux?
No, yeah,
My
not-
guy.
I remember.
Not for his guys.
I wrote a
scathing.
a entire I forget when I was in like 5th or 6th grade, a whole thing on Mario Lemieux, and the guy played. Hopefully, I'm not wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure Mario Lemieux played when he had cancer. And,
Yeah, he did.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So just like the craziest things. Guy wouldn't practice, had cancer, would go put up 3 points in a night, and then like the craziest stuff. But I mean, just super cool. Obviously the Wings Avs feud is
Legendary.
historical.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Still, I think honestly the best series of all time. That one, when they're coming out in the third period, everybody drops gloves, and Wah meets.
isn't that crazy?
Oh
like
my
how that's
God.
a thing in professional sports. Like, you don't see that in any other sport.
Just hockey.
Or say you did that in basketball. Like if you guys have seen like the fight night at the Palace or what is it
Malice
called?
in the
Malice
Palace.
at the Palace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like those guys were suspended for
The season.
and yes,
Yeah.
and fined like our egregious amounts.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that in hockey,
I get paid to do this.
Yeah.
drop all your shit.
First 2 guys go to the box, everybody
Yeah.
else is out
All
for
right,
the
yeah.
game.
Your
That's
punishment,
it.
you
Well,
guys
yeah,
sit
that
out
happened
for-
right at the end of the season with the Rangers and the
It
Canes.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
They did
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
First 2 guys get in the box, everybody else is gone.
Yeah.
I
the
can't believe the
bench
only
is,
2
like-
that didn't fight were the goalies, and I was actually surprised
I
that the
was,
goalies
too.
didn't come
I
out.
was,
Drizzy. Yeah.
Drizzy.
That was Drizzy.
So when you're playing and you've got there's the games that the field do where there's special events and all this stuff.
Yeah.
The teddy bear toss is one of the big games.
Yeah.
Does it drive you nuts?
No, the boys.
I mean, it's awesome. I'm sure it's fun, but
because
It's not like
kind of
throwing a
funny because
fish.
technically I scored the teddy bear toss goal.
Hell yeah.
But
it's
everybody
funny,
threw on the
but
no
there
goal.
was no bears.
Right,
So
right.
it was, I mean, I got a handful of bears, but it's
That's
funny
great.
because, but no, we do enjoy that. Like everybody gets pumped up for the teddy bear toss game because we know it's gonna be sold out and it's gonna be jammed, and we know like the holiday games around the holidays are always. There's just more people, even if we sell it out. It just feels like there's more people there because I don't know, people are either drinking and they're going crazy, so it just feels like there's a lot more people there. So,
Yeah.
but during the teddy bear toss game, they do like a sock night too.
Yep.
So no, that stuff doesn't drive us wild. What drives us crazy is if they could have when we played in Kazoo, they did a teddy bear toss game and they just brought a truck out and they just loaded everything up and it took maybe 5-7 minutes to clean it up. Where when we did it, they brought out like a bunch. They were like, "No, we don't." The media team was telling me, was like, "No, we got to." They told us we couldn't bring the truck out, so we got to do trash cans. It took us like 20 minutes to pick everything up.
yeah,
jeez.
it's a
So
long
we're all,
time.
and that does bug us because we're like, yo, these games are already 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Like we don't need to be. I mean, 3.5 hours on the ice in your equipment is a long time. So when we're playing and like there's a huge intermission in the first period, it disrupts. Especially if we were down in that game too.
Yeah.
So we were, and so it just disrupts the flow of the game. And if we're trying to make a push back, like you want to keep all that
rolling, yeah.
momentum.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wondered if it was a momentum killer.
Oh, 100%,
for stuff like
100%.
that. Yeah.
Well, and Scott's one of his favorite games to go to is the school day.
yeah. So okay, so this is a thing.
Maybe that game. I don't.
So it's funny because it's 10:30 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And you guys never play in the morning. I mean,
Right.
I'm sure you got practice and everything
That has to
in the
suck.
morning, but you're
You're
out there
not
at 10:30 in the morning playing a game. It's
So-
6,000 kids.
Yeah.
We went to breakfast this year. Bloody Marys, mimosas at like 7 in the morning.
Is that like a Wednesday game or something?
It's like a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I take the day off of work. We go to breakfast, start drinking, get to the game, and there's only like one beer stand because it's all kids.
Yeah.
Right? There's only like
Oh, I didn't
100 of us
even
adults
think of
there.
that. I didn't even think
It's
of that.
brutal. I begged them. I said, please just put one person in one bar where
Yeah.
you're not doing anything but serving drinks so that we have a place to go.
Yeah.
So that we don't have to stand in line.
Right.
And I found out that like on the second level, like where the taco stand was,
Yeah, so you got to walk up 2
that
floors.
you
get a
walk
drink.
up past everybody else and you can say, I just need a beer, and they'll sell you a beer.
Nice.
I don't think you understand how much I drink. Exactly. See? Exactly. But that is, I got to say that game is so much fun. And I love both years that we've gone. There's been fights.
Oh yeah,
Which-
Ballmer fought that game.
Yep. Which I think is great because, I mean, come
Kids
on.
love it.
The kids absolutely
love
love it. They,
So it's the morning games. We actually like all the boys. We love it. We love the morning game because during like a normal game, you got to wait all day for it. You surround your entire day with it. So after we won, the vibes are great. We all went golfing afterwards. Like a bunch of
Nice.
us, we go hit the course. But the only thing, it is so loud during the game, and the kid they're cheering for nothing.
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, there's
Just
nothing going on, and they're just
constantly
going crazy.
screaming. So it is a little. Be a scout. It was too funny. We'd be on the bench, and Scout was like, "Let's go, fuel," and everybody's going crazy, and we'd be there. Scott, please tell them to quiet down. It's so loud. So, but that, I mean, how can, boy, I'm complaining about it being too loud. Our fans are too crazy. Like, but no, we actually do like the school day games. If they're at home, we play
Yeah.
a school day game in Wheeling, and that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I think we had, 10 or 11 sellouts this last year?
No, I think it was more than that. I think
Was
it was
it
like
more?
closer to 15. There was
I
like
thought-
13
okay,
or 14 or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
So.
I think this season.
Granted, I wasn't here all last year, but I've heard it was like the most sellouts ever. So
It was.
really
Next
cool.
season's going to be nuts.
And
Oh,
I
I
think
believe
next
it.
season,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it would not surprise me to have every game sold out.
Oh,
yeah, I could see it.
A new rink, yeah. being
Toledo
where it's
sells out
at.
all their games, and like they have a beautiful rink. It's not like we don't have the fan base. So I think that the new rink will. I mean, it's going to attract a lot of people that don't want to drive all the way down to the Indiana Farmers Coliseum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it's kind of a trip to get down there.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's Indianapolis, so there's
even the
always
people
construction and potholes everywhere.
Well, and even the people that
Right.
don't mind driving down to the fairgrounds, now you have options. You know, you can go there early, you can have a nice meal. You can go there to the game. After the game, you still have things you can
it's
do.
a great area.
It's a
the
whole
Fishers
day.
is great.
Well, and I love seeing, I noticed throughout from the beginning of the year to the end, the number of sponsorships that came in from businesses that are where you guys are going to be playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was crazy. So Bubba's 33.
Yeah, they're sponsoring my camp, so they're sponsoring the Apex Hockey
Oh,
Development.
call
Camp,
out
so-
to
Call out
Bubba's
to
33.
Bubba's.
Then
Yeah,
definitely go hit
Bubba's.
Bubba's. They're
Yeah.
got great burgers. Love
You
that
kidding me?
place.
Great people too.
Yes,
Parks
absolutely.
Place, Parks Place is carrying the games.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Parks
Yeah.
Place. You got the St. Elmo's, that whole restaurant group, because 1933 Lounge is right there.
Right there.
And
yeah.
they sponsor. I'm trying to remember. There was like 3 or 4 that came on
Did Sun King
halfway.
come on at all?
I don't think Sun King has. Yeah.
Because I know Black Dog was still this year, but I don't know. If
I
they're
don't
gonna be
think
next
Black
year.
Dog's going to be next
I don't
year.
think
Yeah.
We're rooting for Pax Verum to get in there because they're right here in Lapel.
Oh, nice.
Which is 10 minutes from the arena. So
Final
Well,
third.
It's pretty cool because
Final
we
third, we're a sponsor.
Final
yes,
third.
We are.
Oh, hell right.
Yeah. You probably don't notice because you're, playing hockey, but once the third period starts, it's the third period sponsored by Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge.
Oh, I didn't know that.
it's
Did they
up on the
announce
board.
it?
They announce it
They
and it's
do?
on the board.
It's actually the
Yep.
final third period now.
Okay, wait. So are you guys? You know that little lounge area? Do you guys serve up there at all? Or,
No.
okay,
We
because-
don't. That was actually Circle City this year.
Okay.
Circle City Whiskey
be
Company,
a good
which
one.
is down there. They're actually they sponsored it this year. I don't know if they're going next year or not. I haven't heard yet. But
Yeah, they were in talks
Yeah.
with the fuel staff about are they going to,
sponsor
they're going to put a brand new, I guess, whiskey lounge
Yeah.
in the new arena.
I heard they got suites now.
They
and-
do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they've talked about doing a cigar and whiskey, an outdoor cigar and whiskey lounge up there as well.
Sponsored by the
I
Final
don't
Third.
think if it happens, it will be.
If it happens, it
but I don't-
will be
but
the
I
final
don't-
third.
But I don't think they're actually got that going yet. We'll see if that happens. That
okay.
might be a couple years down the road. So
That's okay. Your director of marketing will take care of that.
good job, buddy.
Yeah, it is going to work out really well. Fishers is a great town. A lot of people don't even realize that Fishers is now the 3rd largest city in the state.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is-
they passed over
tell-
Evansville.
I tell
Yeah.
everybody that because Fishers is a relatively new city.
It
It is. Yeah.
So I told my folks too. I'm like, granted, I will be living in Michigan long term, but I tell my folks all the time. I'm like, man, I love it in Fishers. It's a beautiful area, and I'm like, I wouldn't even mind buying a house here. It's everything. Granted, I went from playing in Quebec where there wasn't anything near me. I don't even need to own a vehicle by where we live in the apartments by that YMCA, but it's just I can walk everywhere if I had to. There's just so much stuff here in Fishers, and Fishers in the Carmel area, just it's a beautiful spot, and it makes it easier for all the guys, like for them to recruit, like for Indy to go get good players. You got to have a good spot for the boys to live. And
It's definitely gonna be nice for you guys too, because you guys all live up there.
oh, it's
during
the rink is
season,
5 minutes
and
from
you're-
us now.
You literally, I mean,
That's great.
I mean, you could probably walk there if you could walk across the interstate faster than driving there.
Yeah, in your suit,
It's right
getting ready
there.
for the game.
Oh yeah,
So the ECHL seems to be growing quite a bit. It's
Yeah.
getting a lot of popularity around it. I think I heard Kalamazoo might be building a new rink.
Yeah, they are. It's because Western Michigan plays right in Kalamazoo as well.
right.
Big
Okay.
big
Yeah.
hockey program, great hockey program too. So they're building a new rink, and I'm pretty sure the K-Wings will be playing out of it as well. So the Central Division, and I'm pretty sure it's official word that Wheeling is going to the North
Yes,
Division.
it is. It's
which is
been
great
announced,
because
yeah.
that
Because Bloomington being
right,
now in
and now
Central.
the Central has by far the greatest travel schedule for the entire ECHL, but. The ECHL is definitely expanded. There's a lot
Where's
of guys.
the furthest you're gonna have to drive?
I know,
It's like
right?
3 hours.
They
would
just
be
came
the
out with the
max.
schedule, so they said that I know they're going. The Fuel are going to Savannah, which is it's
That'll
crazy
be the
because I
longest
got a bunch of my buddies that are stationed right in Savannah.
So,
Went down there to-
we now know where our way
So-
trip is going to be.
oh, that's
we
a
love,
spot.
We
That's a
love Savannah.
spot.
Savannah's
Savannah's
awesome.
awesome, yeah.
Yes.
there you go. We got some.
So we're
some
gonna
Murray
finish it
Club?
off with the Murray Hill Club.
Yeah.
We're gonna
That's
finish this off
Joseph
with
Magnus
this one.
from
So,
your neck of the woods.
from
Hell
the Michigan
yeah.
area. So we're gonna finish out today with the Murray Hill Club.
So from
So,
where
Joseph
you live,
Magnus.
I mean, the two main distilleries that I know that I know a lot about that have their own juice. Obviously, Joseph Magnus, they source their whiskey. They do an amazing job.
I'm assuming from MGP.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is Southern Indiana.
Yep. You have Traverse City Whiskey Company.
Yep.
And I love their stuff, especially their picks. Their picks are fantastic. Okay. You have what was that one up around north of Traverse City? Mammoth Distilling is starting to do some stuff. You have Grand Traverse.
It's pretty good.
Yep. You have Grand Traverse Distillery doing a lot of great stuff.
Well, the guys who do Dragon's Milk, New Holland, don't they?
New Holland,
distill?
They're up there. Yep. They have the I can't remember what they call it, but yeah, it's basically like the Dragon's Milk of whiskey. Yeah. Yep. I still have some, so we'll make sure Colin gets his pour on.
Perfect.
Yeah, gotta get some of that Michigan whiskey. That cocky Wolverine juice.
There you go.
Tell them about your bottle, Rob.
Well, what's my bottle?
Your Circle City bottle. The Let's Go Fuel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't Circle City.
Bourbon 30. Yeah, not
Bourbon
Circle
30.
City.
Yeah,
Bourbon 30.
So we went down. There's a company down in Kentucky. They do J. Madeline whiskey as well, but they have it's called Bourbon 30, and you can go down there and you blend your own barrels. And Will and I has been down there. Will blended his first one was Cocky Wolverine. Second one he picked the day of the national championship.
Before the game happened.
And before the game happened.
I had to name it.
And he named it Hail to the Victors before the game happened.
No way.
So he got that. That was pretty badass. But the one I
bullets.
did was Let's Go Fuel.
Oh, no kidding.
And I had the colors for the wax on there for the fuel colors and stuff. And
It's a good seller.
great pour, man.
Yeah, it's gone, isn't it?
It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We still got Hail to the Victors because no one cares.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that
only the
national
best bourbon
championship
ever.
game though, they scored 3 touchdowns, like bam, 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 all rushing touchdowns, and I'm like, wow, is McCarthy even going to have to throw the ball today? And, then all of a sudden it's like,
here we go.
kind of go flat. Penix is slinging it, but he's inaccurate that whole game.
Yeah.
He was just inaccurate, and thank God he was off because we pulled it out. But
It's a hell of a game. Hell of a game.
Holy shit, man. I'm not sure I've had this before.
Really?
It's good stuff. It's very good. Now, Joseph Magnus has been, the one that they're known for, the people hunt, is the cigar batch.
Yep.
It is the best cigar batch that I've had out there.
Definitely Amberana, right?
No, it is not
not
Amberana.
Amberana.
It's the right cigar
Sorry,
batch.
Colin. It's a bit of an inside joke there on that one. It's
I love
it's
inside jokes.
I don't
It's a real
Hope to be a
shitty,
part of one someday.
barrel.
I absolutely hate Amberana finish, period. It's just terrible. But Joseph Magnus does a great job. Their silver label is very nice. This is their Murray Hill Club. It's another allocated bottle. It's very good as well. So,
well,
hopefully you enjoy it.
Their master blender there, her name's Nancy Fraley, and she's an expert on blending cognacs and Armagnacs. So she takes these bourbons that get finished in some of these ex-cognac barrels, ex-Armagnac barrels, and she's just a master creator at putting together a blend of whiskey that just pairs well with a cigar. And that was kind of the whole MO, and she's pretty awesome.
That is, and I hope I'm not insulting you guys because I'm just not educated on all of the bourbon.
Hey, we
and
were
the
all there
cigars.
once. So, this is a
we're all
place
there.
where we'd like to teach
do
people.
These people go to school for this? And
Sometimes,
they learn
yeah.
all this.
Some do, some just learn by years and years of experience and being in, the Still House and the Rick House and doing these things. So.
Yeah, we can't all be Alan Bishops.
Right. Yeah.
We all want to be Alan Bishop.
We all want to
We're
be
just
Alan
not Alan
Bishop,
Bishop.
Alan Bishop lives in Southern Indiana, and he is an encyclopedia.
He's probably the most knowledgeable person about whiskey in the state.
Whiskey,
It's easy.
shine, anything.
And definitely anything related to distilling and Southern Indiana, because he's like Southern Indiana used to be the #1 apple brandy distillery in the nation, in the world. Yeah, we created more. We shipped out more brandy than anybody pre-prohibition, and he's trying to bring it back.
This guy takes sunflower seeds, toasts them himself, sprouts them and toasts them, and then makes moonshine out of sunflower seeds.
He's calling it sunshine, not moonshine.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
We actually
Super
did 2
excited.
barrel picks with him of his brandy. One was finished in bourbon barrels. One was finished in rye port barrels. And we actually have those up there
high
too.
proof.
141 proof is one of them. 148 proof's the other.
We like the
octane.
proof.
And you don't know it when you're drinking it until you actually drink it.
So you try to stand up.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It's only a problem.
Actually,
you have to walk.
Rob came up with a mule, a brandy mule, and it is so good.
Yeah,
but
it's a Bishop Mule.
you have
it
one and
screws you up.
you're feeling good. You have two and you stand up and you're like, oh, this is dangerous.
Well, the first one he made for me, he put 2 ounces of brandy in it, and I was just like, oh man, this is great. This is refreshing.
You don't even taste the alcohol.
I had to sit in the chair for a good half hour, 45 minutes before I could like get my wits about, because I can't
He's
leave.
like, I
can't
want one
drive.
more, but
Like,
please put 1 ounce in that one. I'm like, I got you. Yeah.
So what do you think of this one, Scott? You said you haven't tried this one. So
No, it's
Give me your thoughts.
fantastic.
it's
Yeah.
really good.
I mean,
think a
not
little bit-
to go on the it's good, but damn, it's good.
it's good.
Yeah.
A little bit on the
good.
palate. I get a little bit of like dry cinnamon though.
Yeah,
It's
I
been a
like
minute
it's
since
very
I've had
clean.
that one, yeah.
I like some of these have kind of that red fruit on the nose,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
It's all those like raspberry and dark cherry and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's
I get a lot
definitely
of
a
red
good one.
fruit with it.
Yeah, I really like this. Like when it first hit my palate, I was just like, that's really nice.
That's really good.
Yeah,
Good.
It's good.
yeah,
Good.
good mouthfeel.
It's good mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Scott likes to feel it in his mouth.
Yeah.
That's his
yeah.
thing.
So
Shut up,
I
Janelle.
drink a lot and I like mouthfeel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have the camp coming up.
Yep.
What do you have going on after that? You have just some downtime.
Yeah, you know
recovery
what?
Time. Or
Yeah,
what?
so the summers are nice. You know what? As soon as the season ends, you take some time to kind of unwind, give your body a break. Because I will say, by the end of the season, you are banged up bad,
Yeah.
and you really don't. You feel it definitely at the end of the season, but you don't really know how bad you are banged up
I
until
totally
you take some
understand.
time off.
I get that with drinking whiskey all week long. So, Mondays I gotta take it off.
It's very tolling. It's very tolling on the body.
Hard to get out of bed.
Rob has a hard time getting to his jazzercise class.
So besides off season, how long have you been playing pro hockey now? 2 years.
This is my third year.
This will
My
be going
third-
into your-
going into my third year
Going
pro.
in there. Okay.
Good deal.
And I mean, obviously, you love playing.
Yep.
You're a pro athlete. I mean, is the NHL something that you think of?
Yeah,
Is
you know
it-
what? It's again, for people out there who don't fully understand the farm systems of professional sports. In the ECHL, there's players who have played in the NHL already. Like we had Cameron Hillis and Brett
Yep.
Palmer on our team who combined for I don't know 25 NHL games. Which playing in the NHL, I mean, obviously you guys know, it's a huge deal. Like if you get one NHL game, it's a big deal. Like that, you made it. Like it's everybody's dream. But the NHL is a young man's league. It's hard to break into. I'm 27 now. But you know what? It's a young man's league because they love to develop players. I'm an drafted player. I had a great college career. I was actually I was a 2-time All-American. I did some really great things in college. Thought that I maybe had a chance to go play in the NHL. After my senior year, an NHL contract didn't come around, but an American League contract, which the American League is a phenomenal league. It's got there's a lot of great players in the American League.
It's still going on too.
Oh yeah,
Cup finals coming up here. Isn't it?
Yeah. Hershey and Coachella.
Yep.
But it's and you can make a great living playing in the American League. And it's a really for people in the hockey community. If you play in the American League, you have a lot of respect. Like it's a great league. So you know what? It's not that I'm ever quitting on my dream of playing in the NHL. Never. I still think that, you know what, maybe one day that I have the ability to play in the NHL.
Yeah.
You have to be a realist and say, hey, I'm 27. I don't know if there's a lot of teams out there that are really interested in trying to would they rather a kid that's not as good as I am but is 20 that has a lot of high potential, or would they rather a 27-year-old who, you know what, might not have a ton of experience playing in the NHL but can contribute. I don't know. It's all about what a GM sees in you. But my goal right now is to get into the American League and be a regular there and kind of feel that out and see where my hockey career can take me, because it's already taken me a lot of places that I never really dreamt of. So I'm very thankful for everything hockey's done for me. But obviously I'm getting married next summer, so it's I don't know what I want to do. What I do know is that I'm going to play this upcoming year. I take it year by year. I'm going to play this upcoming year, see what's going on, see what type of contract I can get, and take it from there. So it's hard because a lot of guys go overseas. I don't have that luxury. There's a lot of money overseas. You can go over there and make a lot of money. So, but I don't have that luxury. So North America is where I kind of got to find my niche. And granted, I don't play to. My goal isn't to make $1 million playing. My goal is to play and just try to play at the highest level I can. Because at the end of the day, I'm playing a kid's sport. It's life isn't too serious when you're playing professional sports. It's stressful, but at the end of the day, I try to remind myself that the reason why I'm playing, I just have a boatload of fun, and it's my first love. Tell that all the time. It was the first thing I ever fell in love with. So, you know what? I'm crazy thankful for the opportunity to even play here in Indy and be a part of the Black Hawk organization. So it's been a lot of fun. I feel like I'm talking like I'm retiring, which I'm not.
No,
you're not.
No.
But I just try to make sure that I keep having fun with it, because I tell the boys that maybe aren't everybody who plays in Indy usually has a good experience. So I try to tell the guys that, I played for a bad organization and a good organization here in Indy. You don't understand how bad you think, man, I think I should be done with hockey when you play for a bad organization.
Yeah.
So that's why playing here in Indy has rejuvenated me and made me really want to keep pursuing my dreams.
Awesome.
So with being in the ECHL, if you were to get called up to AHL, is that automatically going to go to Rockford? Or
Yes.
Is there an opportunity to go to different organizations?
That's also a thing. So I was on a contract with Rockford. I got a handful of American League games in my bag, but when you're contracted, I was contracted with Rockford, and so if I got sent down, the only team that could call me up was Rockford.
Okay. That's
so if they don't have any injuries or anything, I'm never getting up. So there's perks of just signing in, say I just signed in Indy. There's perks, because if I'm playing really well, and any team in the league gets somebody gets hurt or they really need a guy, they'd be like, oh, hey, Colin's doing really well right now, let's call him up. So there are perks of both.
Okay.
So, but yes, this past season, the only team that could call me up was Rockford.
Okay.
Well, obviously,
That's awesome.
we wish you the best of luck.
Oh, I appreciate that, guys.
We love that you're in Indy. Seriously, it's always fun to watch you on the ice. We love the fuel. Big supporters around here. We're excited about the new rink. We're excited about where the team's going.
I appreciate that, guys.
It's really, really a lot of fun. I'll tell everybody that tunes in and watches this, go see a game.
Go, yeah.
Seriously, just go see a game, because once you go one time, it's you just are hooked.
Oh yeah,
you're in.
Yeah.
It's like the fans, all the traditions that have been built. I mean, this is a young organization. This is
and they do it right.
11.
It's a great organization.
And Janelle and I have been to a number of the away games at other places, and we love being here and being a part of the fan base for this team.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's just a great organization, a great team, a great experience. We love having you out here. You're always welcome.
Thank you guys so much.
Anytime,
Janelle wasn't singing Sweet Caroline till me and my wife went. And then
she hates Sweet Caroline every time they play. She hates Sweet Caroline.
Is that in intermission?
Sometimes sometimes we'll do it during a break.
I don't know if I hear it while I'm playing.
I figure
It's intermission.
yeah, that's Janelle's bathroom breaks is when they're doing.
Except for when we're there, because I'm going to keep her in her seat and she's singing that shit.
That's right. That's right. But we love the Chelsea dagger and the Pistons pumping and just everything that the fuel does and
So you guys are the best. It is a great organization, and again, the fans are you guys are phenomenal. It is. We have the craziest fans in the coast. I don't know if you guys. There's a guy who sits behind our bench. I don't know if you guys have
right
ever
behind
seen
the bench
right
on the glass.
Oh,
we know.
Climbs over
we
the
know
glass.
him.
Dude, the
dude,
stuff
he
says is outrageous.
I can only imagine.
It's outrageous.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I've only seen him have to talk to him one time, so that's pretty good. I mean, I'm like he must be at least encouraging or something.
It's funny because all the guys are like, hey, it's kind of like our 22nd player, because this guy is just running his mouth the entire time. And half the time, like other players, whoever he's chirping is he chirps by name. He'll say the other players just straight by their name. He'll be like
fuck you, Jean-Claude.
Yeah, like
You French fuck.
and the guys will look at him and they'll be like shaking their head at him and like saying something back to him. I'm like, dude, why would you even give the guy the time of day?
No,
Like,
I've
you're
had
just
that.
encouraging him.
No, I've had that. I consider it a personal mission every single game to get one of
him
the
to look.
opposing players to look at me.
Oh.
And I've had him actually yell at me and taunt back at me. And I'm like, that's my mission. Murray for Cal. I think it was for
Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the whole crowd chanting, Murray,
No way.
Murray. I was so sad when
I
they
tell
came the first time
guys,
he wasn't here this
That
year.
is too funny. 'Cause I tell the guys all the time, I'm like, sometimes the boys will get so upset and they'll say stuff back to fans, especially when we're in Kalamazoo, because when we get off the ice, fans are right there and they'll say stuff.
Yeah.
And some of the guys have been saying stuff back. I'm like, guys, why would you even say anything back? You're just encouraging them. So one time we were in Toledo, and it was a tough game. I think it was a really close game, but I was playing with like a separated shoulder. So
And Toledo was tough this year. They were really good.
And whenever I got hit, like it just hurt so bad. So I was pissed off the entire game. So I came off the bench I came back to the bench, and a fan was saying something to me. And never in my entire career have I ever responded to a fan, ever. Like in a negative way, like maybe during warm-ups throwing them pucks and stuff, but never have I ever like gotten into it with a fan. So I turn around and I'm screaming at this guy. It was the worst decision of my life. This guy rode me for like 5 to 10 minutes nonstop. I'm sitting on the bench. He's just, number 6, Bilek, you're a huge, just saying the worst stuff to me. And I'm like, dude, I messed up big time. Now I'm just getting more pissed. My game's getting thrown off.
He turned around and he was like, your kid's gonna fucking fail his math test next Tuesday. It's like some weird shit. Like, he can't ride a bike.
It does make me happy to hear that he got in your head, because now I'm feeling
Yeah,
like
well, that's
I'm
the
doing
thing.
my job.
That's the thing.
I'm doing my job as a fan when I'm absolutely. I love being behind.
Just start saying personal stuff. Like look them up on Instagram. Start chirping their girlfriend or something.
Oh, okay. Now you're giving me some insight. I love it. Yeah, this is you're just fueling the fire, buddy.
Fuel
that's
the
right.
Yep.
Your gel nails are shit, bitch. What?
Yep. Now I'm more excited for the season than I
You don't
could
know how to
possibly
tie
be.
your shoes. I wear skates, asshole.
So when do you guys report to start practicing? I know it's different ECHL.
Yeah,
from
like I'll go to
YHL.
camp wherever. I'll go to American League camp next year, starting October 1, typically.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
then everything shakes out from there. Usually Coast Camp doesn't start till like mid-October.
Do you have anything else besides the camp that you're doing right now?
No, I'll just run the camp here, and then the rest of the season, it's just training back home.
This is the first one, right? With
This is
your
the first camp
Okay.
we'll be running in Indy, yes.
So you want to do more stuff like that?
Yeah, we'll try to come back, and granted, I got a great feeling that this week will go well, hopefully, and people will want to come back to the camp. It's not my first time running a camp, but my first time running one in Indy, so I hope that they all the kids can appreciate it and have a good time with it. So hopefully I'll be back yearly. It's easier the first time after you run the first one, so I'm kind of hoping that we'll be able to come back each summer.
The camp's this week?
This week, yes, and tomorrow.
And it's this podcast will come out after your camp's over, so no worries on getting people out there. But what is your time that you do the camp?
We do everything from camp will start at 9, so everybody rolls in at 8:30, and then official end is 2 p.m. each day. So I actually got the final third on the back of our jerseys. I'll show you guys a picture.
All right.
I'll show you guys a
Cheers,
picture.
buddy.
Cheers to you
Yes,
guys.
yes.
Awesome.
That's
I got you
awesome.
guys on the back of the jersey, and we got
Cool.
we got the news coming out and doing a segment on our camp. So it'll be cool. We're really excited. Am I nervous? A little bit, but it'll be fine. And like I said, we got a lot of the guys, or a handful of guys from the team that are helping out, that are super pumped. So it's also a great excuse just to get together with a bunch of the guys for the week. So we're excited. We got some stuff planned out, so it'll be fun. I'm really excited.
Awesome.
That's
All
awesome.
right, so a Game 7 watch party at Britton Tavern or Parks Place.
It'll probably be Parks Place.
Parks Place, yep, whichever.
All right.
Yeah, we'll enjoy it. Yep.
Well, let's
we'll be
close
there.
this out.
Yeah, let's do that.
Absolutely. Again, Colin, thank you so much for coming
Yeah,
out.
thank
Thank
you,
you
man.
guys. You guys have been a
Appreciate you.
blast. Thank you guys so much for the whiskey. Thank you guys so much for the good banner. It's been a blast. So thank you.
No, thank you, man. We really appreciate you coming out. I know it's a lot getting down here to get here early, but
you know, we're excited about the camp. I hope everything goes great for the camp. Hope you're packed out. So
Appreciate it,
Yep,
fellas.
cheers. Where can they follow you guys or follow you on Instagram?
Hey, you can follow. We're only on Facebook. All right, just look us up, Apex Hockey Development Camp. Give us a follow on Facebook. So check
All right,
us out.
cool. You can follow me on Instagram at Final Third Cigar.
Scotty D Smokes on Instagram.
Instagram, Cocky Wolverine.
Heck yeah, you can follow me at Both the Visuals, Spencer Leeds, and don't forget to follow the podcast at The Final Third Podcast and Final Third Cigar on YouTube and Facebook.
Like,
Hell yeah.
subscribe, all
Like
that
and
stuff.
subscribe.
Well, thanks for listening again, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
And go
Cheers, everyone.
fuel.
Let's
Let's go fuel.
Fuel.